magic. Just do your thing.
Hey everybody, it's Meta Monday! Welcome to another episode of Masters of the Metaverse on the Zombie Orpheus Entertainment Channel. Here on Twitch, I am your host and GM, James Durham. I'm joined at the table by Vanessa Postel, Luke Edmondson, and both Christian and Maggie Doyle.
Yay! Yay!
Tonight we're going to begin our fourth part of the Planet Metaverse Invasion arc. Now, what exactly is Masters of the Metaverse? Why, it's only the most interactive live stream RPG on the planet. That's right, on the planet. Probably in the entirety of the universe, but who knows? We'll find out at some point, I'm sure. And how is it the most interactive? Well, first we have our great store, and if you've been paying attention, we have a lot more available for you in the store this week. From meta points to moment of clarities to all of our individual buffs, dance party, team-ups, meltdowns, system shocks, cool rule, and personality disorder if you decide you want to push them around on their sliders today, which they will be on those sliders today, I promise you. Masters of the Metaverse, like all of our Zoe programming, is paid for entirely by you. Without you, we would not exist. I mean that really, not just the show. We actually physically wouldn't exist anymore without you.
It's fair.
It's true.
This is true.
We would dissipate.
We would all just, there'd be nothing left. And we have a lot of other great shows you can check out on our network. Like we've got Zoe Game Nights on Thursdays, 6 p.m. Pacific. We've also been gotten more of our Big Stompy Robots rehearsals on Saturdays. I don't know if you guys were able to catch that, but if you have not, you should definitely check out the first couple of rehearsals of Big Stompy Robots.
We had so much fun.
They were great. We've got more of them coming for you. And then eventually, very soon, we will have a launch date for the full show. You'll get to see all those elements combined into one.
So exciting.
Oh, it's going to be great. You don't want to miss any of it. This show is also taken care of by all you lovely people, our Patreon backers.
The same thing.
Our Patreon backers, and we couldn't have this without you. And there's some special backers I'd like to thank today.
Yes.
Justin Hotchkiss Palermo.
Oh, thank you,
Thank
Justin.
you.
Thank you, Justin.
Benjamin Mobley. Thank you.
Thank you, Benjamin.
Benjamin.
And Robert K. Hobson.
What do you, Robert? Thank you.
And in addition to that, we've got the Patreon polls back today, and I have the results. Who wants to hear the results? Who wants to? Who wants to?
Me.
All right.
I haven't been doing so good lately, guys.
All right. Maggie, today you get +4 to a roll and +20 health.
Thank you.
Luke, you get +4 to a roll today and +30 health.
Oh.
What?
Vanessa, you get +4 to a roll today and +20 health.
Thank you.
Christian, wow, you get +10 to a roll, +1 to a roll, and +40 health.
Well, Patreon loves me.
And I get +3 to a roll and +20 health for one of my horrible villains today.
I love
There
it.
you go.
So chat hates me, but Patreon likes me. That's an interesting thing to know.
It's an interesting dynamic, I'm sure. And as for what has happened so far in our Planet Metaverse storyline, hey, Christian, you want to fill them in on what they've missed the past 3 weeks real quick?
Yeah, sure. I'd be happy to. I don't have to move, though, right?
No, you can stay right where you are.
Nightbot gave you a little.
See, oh, look at that.
Ooh.
Wow.
I don't know what that is, but
It was a summary.
A brief summary of the last episode.
I can't scroll down. Oh, well.
That's okay.
That's fine.
In your own words, what have they missed out on the past couple of weeks?
Oh, it's gone.
Well, let's see. Coming from, their point of view,
Yes.
we followed some of our human characters along with Nick Krieger, finding out that the Planet Metaverse, the project that had been started by the government to monitor the new goings-on in the world, had been suddenly shut down without question, and everybody who was a member of it had disappeared off the face of the earth. Ooh. Had been, black-bagged and taken to some facility, including John Stone, and Lizzie Foster, and Wendy Gates.
Oh, man.
Then Patrick Leibowitz O'Kelly, the known terrorist with the Magical Winnebago.
I love that guy.
No longer with the Magical Winnebago. Takes his ward. Should we call him his ward?
I've always preferred
Patrick has
adopted
taken
son.
responsibility for his adopted son, Mac, who is.
Well, let the evening start.
James the First, know you love them so much, so take this hashtag System Shock. I am happy to see these
Thank you. I do
heroes
like
back
those.
on the screen, and we try not to kill more dinosaurs with an ice age.
Yeah, that's probably not something we want to do today. So Patrick and his ward, Mac, who is Maddox McFiernan's brother, the late Maddox McFiernan, go off and try and hunt down Nick so they can have him help them escape from whatever is going on. In the meantime, they uncover a plot to invade Earth by none other than metapilots from another metaverse using important people in our world as avatars.
Whew, insidious.
The knife. Getting a taste of our own medicine here on Prime.
Uh-oh.
And let's see. From there, we found out that that they were also making gates.
Yes,
They were like building
gates.
gates to bring things other than pilots over, which is especially scary. What else did we find out?
They really wanted that John Stone character.
Yeah, they were really into. Oh, yeah, and John Stone is even more robot than man than he was before. So that's very frightening. We also came across a magical stagecoach that would not die.
Yes.
And when it did time to say goodbye, because we had to go underwater, magically turned itself into a submarine. Patrick does not know what's going on with that, but apparently the metaverse is interested in whatever is going on with those cats.
Oh, man. I like it. It's a great summary so far. And where we ended was in the secret Archangel base.
My God.
In
Archangel base?
Archangel base, yes, with Patrick, Bruno, and his friends were able to liberate a secret program base, in fact.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Underwater base.
Hidden underwater. Now, Crash, Rosie, Aquamarine, and Wyatt Maxwell, you have returned to your home metaverse after being sought out and warned by none other than your old friend Nick Krieger about the imminent invasion to your home. And it seems that these invaders are none other than those of the people of Rhodes, formerly known as Zenda to you,
Okay.
which
that's right,
makes
we found
him
out.
powerless to interfere in anything that they are doing.
Right, the invaders are from Zenda's home metaverse. Of
Okay.
course they are, the jerks.
However, that didn't stop him from calling in a favor with an old, we'll call him acquaintance because friend is too strong of a word in this case. And let's be honest, Zenda doesn't have any friends. His old acquaintance Pierce with his metaverse traveling ship to collect the four of you and return you to your home so that you can do something about this. And of course, bringing with you some of the brand new custom-made metapods that Crash Jackson himself has built.
Wow.
I build things now.
Now, the hangar that the Reliance is parked in is nothing other than an ancient place of power, like some of the ones that you have discovered across the world. And here is Bruno, Patrick, Mac, and John Stone, the cyborg, who've seized control of this secret base. And they captured in the process a Dr. Simon Lane, who some of you might be familiar with and some of you aren't. Seem to be associated with Jeb and Colonel Jackson, now General Jackson, and Nick Krieger in their time during Vietnam.
Yeah, he was the other guy in the picture.
He was the other guy in that picture from several seasons back. Ooh. Wasting no time, you of course got these metapods offloaded and installed with a course set for one of the many metaverses that 742 is using as a launch base for their own invasion of your home. Can they be stopped in time?
Yes?
Yes, we can.
As you are preparing these pods and getting ready to enter them and go into the metaverse, klaxons and alarms sound throughout the base, and readout monitors in many locations grow dark. It becomes quickly apparent through some of the information displayed on these readouts and through some of the radio traffic coming through that some kind of electromagnetic pulse is affecting the entirety of the planet Earth. Cellular phones are offline, computers are down, there's no cable, internet, television, public utilities, water, power. They're back to the Stone Age.
Whoa.
But shielded deep beneath the ground here in Archangel Base, you have managed to remain unscathed by it.
Wow.
Nice.
Meanwhile, in the process of this, the cyborg John Stone has detected massive metaversal power surges happening all over the planet.
Does that mean like gate power surges?
Yeah.
It could be surmised that perhaps gates are opening all over the planet right now.
I have a question.
Thank goodness.
I love questions.
Do we know if our metaverse has more than one Joe's?
It was currently surmised to you from Nick Krieger that there is only the one Joe's in Jawbridge, Nevada that's currently active.
So these, okay,
They're not coming through Joe.
they're not coming. That's what I wanted to know. They're not coming through Joe's. Okay.
Knowledge check. Do I know what's causing these specific outages? Beat it by 1.
You believe it is weaponized. This is intended.
Cool. So, this is not random.
No.
This is purposeful and weaponized, and with intent.
And just the beginning.
Rat.
Oh, no doubt.
Terrifying. But the metaverse does await. Can you stop them in time? So many other metaverses have been conquered and enslaved by these people already. Metaverses that they are using as a jump-off point to invade your own.
Staging areas.
Staging areas, very much so. It seems that a direct path to your metaverse is rather difficult to manage. So perhaps you can cut them off at the legs.
Rat.
If you can't face them directly.
I guess I'll just do a mind check because I don't have the knowledge thing I want. Zenda, for all intents and purposes.
Rhodes. He's
well,
Rhodes now.
but Zenda.
Yes.
He's still Zenda in my heart.
Oh, Rosie. Mwah.
He, by all intents and purposes, was he bipedal. He looked like us.
Oh,
He
yeah.
looked human. I like memory or not something. Which I'm.
What are you trying to figure out there?
Is there something we should know that isn't like us? Like, was it pretty much a copy of a human, or like, did they have extra brain power that we didn't know about? Do they heal really well? Is there something different?
What you recall about him is he and specifically and a variety of people like him are lab-created individuals. They are human for most intents and purposes, but they're not birthed. They're
Right.
created in large batches, all of them essentially clones.
Okay, that's good to know. Essentially, clones.
Genetically engineered, allegedly perfect beings.
Okay.
So, if you wanted additional information on that, what would you be concerned about?
I just wanted to make sure we didn't have to worry about some secret, like the things that are going to come through these portals.
Aren't things.
Hashtag Rosie buff for the root in toot in Metaverse Wrangler.
Yay!
You know why for?
Yeah.
Oh,
it's,
thank you.
it's for Reese,
It's for Reese.
which was all.
It was Christian's
mine.
idea, and I did it. But it was his idea. It's his idea.
Whatever. I don't like anybody.
No, I just want to make sure it's not going to be like, 400 Captain Americas walk out of
No,
the
no, no.
tunnel who
So,
all have super strength that we didn't
From what we know from Patrick and Nick from about that metaverse is that they're all human,
Okay.
just like us, just way scientifically advanced.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Thank
That's
you.
fine. I
Like
just wanted
Star
to...
Trek level, but I think the
Cool.
scary part about this invasion is that like it's starting with our own actual people, and then they're going to bring other people over with these gates. I'm assuming, war machines, siege engines, whatever they're using, and we're not going to have
Do we know
any power.
which universe this is coming from?
Yes.
742.
742.
Yeah. 742.
Zenda's home metaverse.
Do we know how to get there?
Theoretically, yes.
Right, but they have, with these staging areas, probably defenses set up to keep us from getting there.
Hashtag crash buff chat doesn't hate you Christian even if you don't like having a triple changer for a Lyft driver.
Thank you, Chad.
Thank you, Chad.
Well done.
What does that mean?
Much as in
Joe?
attempting to repel them in their current state of their home metaverse would be a monumental Sisyphean task, going after them would be even worse in their home.
If they were smart, they would jump into a metaverse that had things that were stronger than them and us, and then, give it their tech, and then send it to our metaverse.
Sounds like that's exactly what they're
Yeah,
doing.
that sounds terrifying when I say it out loud. But that, I mean, if I were to conduct an invasion,
Well, if they open a straight gate to here, what's going to happen is that they're going to be able to come through, and then we're going to be able to go through. And, I mean, they think we're gone, right? Or they started this
They were
because-
looking and hunting for you and all the other metapilots specifically, of course, but you have been missing on your home metaverse for nearly a year now.
So they're just going to go through with the plan because it's unlocked now and they can.
It seems to be the case.
Did Nicholas or Patrick or anyone tell us anything about the intentions? Is this simply we just want to take over as much as we can?
It is hard to
because
say
their planet
exactly.
was dying? Okay.
It's hard to say exactly what is in mind, other than they seem to have a track
You're
record of invading and conquering metaverses.
So this is really just Alexander the Great, Napoleon right now, just taking it over as much
Rome.
as they can. Rome.
It's Rome.
Right? Yeah. Okay.
Rome.
All right.
Vikings.
Rome is a good analogy there, yeah.
All right. I thought
Nobody's
Alexander the
name
Great
is
was a good
just
one.
Nick Merck.
What did you say? What was your analogy?
Alexander the Great took over half known world. I thought. It was,
I was thinking of Vikings descending south.
oh yeah.
Zach,
Well,
which
you
one of these
don't
is
really
the
have a
scenario
lot of
Vikings to?
experience in the other metaverses they've conquered yet, but Crash Jackson and his Metapods are here today to help you fix that.
So, knowledge of the other metaverses that they've taken over.
Ooh. Good question.
Nice. All this extra stuff.
Hard to say. There's a lot of them out there, and they could have traveled through as opposed to have conquered everyone, or they might have just gone and set up small areas in some, or they could have completely wiped them off from the entire metaverse. It's hard to say.
They
for
had a
sure.
unique opportunity because over the last several thousand years, all these metaverses have been completely emptied out of most of their major avatars to be put in that cave while
Right.
AB was doing his thing. So they've been left pretty much unprotected and unguarded. They've probably been focusing just on those ones because there's nobody there that can stop them.
Fair.
And ours is one of those. And ours is prime currently.
Right.
And what does that mean, Crash Jackson?
That means that it is an open gateway to every other metaverse.
Oh, I
That's
see.
what
In
Prime
existence.
I
Yep.
like it. Time.
That's
for-
what makes it a metaverse and not a multiverse. If we were unconnected or even just connected like a web, that would be fine. But we're a metaverse, which means that a particular one of them is always kind of the hub. So things that happen there affect things that happen everywhere.
So someone wanting to conquer a lot of metaverses would gain a lot.
And it doesn't
Take
last
pride.
forever, but, you know,
Right.
it lasts a long time. And,
Being prime.
yeah.
How does it change?
It's usually decided, or it was back in the old days in Arena.
Oh, that makes sense.
Not right now, but only because we haven't finished rebuilding Arena, and that's going to take some time.
I have a time question for you. Since we came to the underwater base
Mhm.
and we're now going into a pod,
Correct.
how much time has gone by?
Oh, maybe 15 minutes since you've gotten off Pierce's ship
Oh,
and set up
okay.
metapods.
All
This has
right.
been fast.
Oh God, so no time
You
at
have
all.
rushed home in an emergency. Your home is being invaded.
Right. So who can? Did they give us a rundown of who they know has been taken? I assume that they.
Very
know.
few do they know for sure. They have a variety of suspects, including even the President of the United
Right.
States.
Okay.
But
Oh, and we know one guy for sure, Roberts.
an FBI agent.
Roberts.
Roberts.
And they've run into some others who they have
Right.
removed, is the nice way of putting it, along the way.
And how long? I know we just got here, but did they tell us how long the invasion has been going on?
Seemingly 2 weeks or so.
Yeah, we don't
All right, so
like
we
we
need-
don't know for sure.
Right. But like seemingly 2 weeks is when we became.
Could have been longer. But if it was longer,
This
they were
yeah.
not doing this.
Right, which means, and with their history, they move very fast. So we should probably get our asses in those pods, because the longer we wait, the more they can do.
Let's go.
It would seem to be the play.
Unless, I mean, do you need a pee break?
Nope.
Good.
You still pee?
You don't.
I do.
You don't.
I said you don't.
Oh, that was a
Crash.
joke.
Crash will
Yeah.
never tell.
Yeah.
You know, unfortunately, I invented that.
No, you're not Amun Ra anymore, honey. I mean, he's
Oh,
there, but
Are
you're,
you sure?
He's
No,
no,
I'm still
you're,
not- I'm
you're
still
still
not
him.
sure.
I can tell
Still not
because I
sure.
kind of want to punch you.
Yeah. Go fornicate with a bovine. It's fine. Let's go.
And on that note,
Okay, so the new pods work just like the old pods in a lot of ways. Just, take off your clothes, get in.
Do we have to remove our clothes? I know you always do, but some of us don't always strip before
I
getting.
think that might be Zeus.
Well, I had a chance to redesign and make a few upgrades,
oh
so...
my gosh, for you guys.
We have to strip to get in the pods, is what you're saying, Crash?
Well, I just think it'll leave a better connection. I mean...
This particular model of pod,
Yeah. But
you made it up.
they're body warmers, too. So, you
Well,
won't
that's
get cold. My toes used to always get cold.
Swell.
Well,
I'm glad you modified that. All right, well, I guess that's how they're built.
I'm
All right,
let's do it.
Guys, I'm just messing with you. You don't have to take your
what?
clothes off still.
It's like the pee thing.
I just realized there's a very important thing we didn't talk about. We keep talking about Nick and Patrick. Is Mac there?
Oh yes, Mac is very much here, present in the flesh,
Whoa.
and having a grand time with the tremendous amount of computer equipment available here for him to play with. Man, does he look a lot like Maddox.
Yeah.
Is it because he's wearing yoga pants?
No.
Okay.
I don't even know what to say to Mac. I'm gonna start crying.
We say it when we get back.
Okay. I'll say it when we get back.
Nick knows.
Enjoy.
He looks busy anyway. He's fidgeting.
Yeah.
With a detonator. That seems weird.
No.
I want to ask you a question, but I think you
I
already
do.
told me the answer, and I'm really sorry.
That's
I'm gonna
okay.
ask you.
I still want to hear the question.
Aquamarine's been around, right?
Yes, she has.
She's been here, so she was here for all of that, emotionally connected to
Oh,
the things you're
absolutely.
talking about. Okay.
She was
cool.
present for the funeral of Maddox.
Oh, all right.
You were there when
I was there.
Wyatt gave probably the most wonderful eulogy I've ever heard.
Why would you say that? Maybe Rosie won't be back? Why would you
What?
say that?
Why would you say
What?
that's so mean?
Are you trying to kill me? I got my eyes on you.
She'll be back.
Oh!
What is that? What is that person's? What? I don't know.
You
Confused tone.
owe me meta points for that comment. That's all
Oh
I'm
wait,
saying.
that's
Fair.
that you
Fair.
can't start digging at him yet.
I'm sorry, I'm just kidding. I love you.
Question mark. The whole time.
Alright.
Wow.
Wow.
That was
Even our mods are very aggressive today.
it seems
No.
like it.
35mm heart, you know it's meant with love. I'm
In
just-
that case,
I'm
I
just
apologize in
joking.
advance.
We
Okay,
love all of
everyone.
you.
Moving cheerfully on.
Yes, let's get
In
some
character
pods.
even.
Climbing into the newly constructed pods, you find yourselves in the metaverse once more. This time in one very, very different from your own. It's the beginning of the Industrial Revolution here, and dinosaurs still rule the earth. Well, anthropomorphic dinosaurs. that is.
Alright, I'm looking. I'm
Pull out
looking.
those avatars and take a peek at them, guys. This metaverse has had a rough go as of late.
Yes.
First, there was the war between the Carnotaur Empire and the Alliance of Free Lizards. Then these invaders show up with their shiny metal flying ships and giant exploding cannons, a foe beyond anyone. And forging some kind of a symbiotic alliance with the Carnotaur Empire, they swiftly crushed the Free Alliance, scattering the few remaining defenders, like yourselves, into hiding, where they continued a rebellion against their oppressors.
Alright.
Deep within the jungles of Triassic, we find our metapilots in the bodies of these rebels.
Yay!
Triassic.
Why don't you take a minute and introduce your fine and loving avatars?
Cool. I'll go first. Is it Paretta?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm Paretta, and I'm an Archaeopteryx.
Archaeopteryx.
I'm also a thief. So it means I'm about like 3 feet tall, and I got feathers, and I got claws. I'm really good at climbing and jumping.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm a thief.
Well, I'm a Big Al Bigsley, an Allosaurus sharpshooter. I don't have much use for one, but I didn't say I didn't know how to use it.
Ooh. I love this game.
What's that
Larry,
it?
you are in spirit.
I'm wearing your hat, Larry. It's okay.
Oh man, I'm Wild Jill. I'm a pygmy Tyrannosaurus gambler who's furry. That's all I need to know.
Incredibly cute.
Oh,
Just
really cute.
Don't tell her
Okay,
that.
but not
Don't tell
like
her
this
that.
small. Like a tall 4 feet. Does
Yes.
not wear inserts in shoes at all.
Yes, she does.
Doesn't need them. Is a tall Tyrannosaurus Rex. Big for my age. I've always been told. Yep, irritable. Irritable gambler over here.
More of a hunter than I'm used to from those.
Oh, an organic hunter. None of that scavenger shit stuff. No. I go after my
I'm just saying.
Al. You know. Wild Jill.
Love it. Given the name of the character and the quote you gave for him, I think I know what you're looking for. His name is Arthur Anklebolt. He's a nearsighted ankylosaurus.
The camera right then. Was just
I
so
wouldn't
good.
call it nearsighted. I see just fine, very close up, and not so good further away. And yes, I'm wearing your hat, Larry.
Hold up in the small encampment led by the freedom fighter Trent Tricera. You are among the Alliance's last hopes. In the midst of planning how to liberate some of your enslaved brethren, victims being shipped off to serve the Carnotaur's mysterious allies in horrible labor camps. By the Thunder Wizard himself! This is a miracle! Crash Jackson!
What? Wait, what?
Rosie! Wyatt!
I have no idea what's happening right now.
The great liberators are here! We are saved!
This may be my fault.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Well, you see,
yeah,
Rosie got
that's
it in her
definitely
head.
what we're here to do, is save.
Yeah.
Would you mind telling us from what?
Arena.
You saved me. You sent me home. Well,
Yeah.
your one-eyed crazy friend with the hat, he sent me home. But you saved
Right.
me. You freed me. I was a slave.
Oh, him.
I know. Oh well,
See your friend.
I would not so much. We liberated you. It's so nice to see that you made it back to your home metaverse. I think
Only there
that's-
are problems here now.
Right.
We're here to help clear them up a little.
Right.
You hear? They don't stand a chance. Ha!
They who?
That's right.
Oh.
Invaders, right?
The same
Yes,
people invading
we
all.
were holding our own against the Carnotaur Empire, but these invaders, there's something else. They're flying ships and their giant cannons and their medals.
Pink skin primate types.
We haven't been able to take one to see.
Well, I reckon that's where we should start.
I got a question. Would you obviously there are those here who can have a pilot enter and take over. Have you lost any of your recruits?
Until I went to the place you saved me from, I didn't understand what these things were. I still don't know, but I'm sorry. I wish.
But so no one's gone missing.
You got any class 5s here?
I don't think so. I barely understand this myself. I know I can do that thing that you do, where you go to the place and get into the body.
Right.
Because they made me do that in Arena. But
Right. And I'm just wondering if anyone here is like gone missing because they got taken over.
I don't know.
Okay. All right.
I'm sorry.
Hey, you're so good. I hope you're doing super great. Hex says hello. She wishes you all the best. Yep. Just so you know.
Boy, I need your help. You see, there's a transport train that's going to be coming through the outpost of Mirim nearby. Many of our brethren, our brothers, have been captured and put onto this train. They're going to ship them off to the labor camps. I need you to sneak into the fort, get on board the train, and as it's crossing through the ash clouds in the volcanic range, you're going to need to take control of it before it gets to the other side, so that you can divert the course of the train.
All right.
When we get into the mine of Old Glory, there are more Alliance troops waiting there that will help our friends escape and get them into the mountains where they can be hidden.
Right.
Well, all right then.
Well, okay.
But the security is tight there. But there should be no chance against you. There's none of the flying metal ships at Mern for you to worry about. Just carnivores.
I see.
Traitorous bastards.
Well, you're probably gonna want to maybe think a bit different of them, as you're probably gonna have to work together to get rid of the invaders.
They sided with these invaders. Treacherous bastards.
Oh, right. So we could. Okay. They're bad.
Right there, they did.
Right. Unless they were forced. You know, we're not going to get into those.
You know,
details.
even way, in this situation, they're basically the Decepticons, right? We can
Right.
all agree on that.
I think that's fair.
And we're on the Autobot side, is that correct? Okay.
Yes. Unfortunately, I don't have the attendant red. However, I am wearing the appropriate blue for the Autobots.
That is true.
Well, I was speaking analogously.
Oh, I apologize. I just wanted to make sure that I was, presenting appropriately.
I'm going to use that system shock that's in the store.
Oh.
Because it's unfair to just have you nice in the middle.
I know, it's-
right now. I don't like it very much.
No.
Who wants to be in the middle? That's boring. The dice are too big.
Yes, but you get to do so many cool things.
We're going to put you in full pilot, Rosie.
Full pilot. All right, Rosie. Which is lucky.
We're going to put you one step closer to Avatar. Aquamarine, we're going to put you full Avatar.
All right.
Oh,
Here's
hey.
Get him,
no,
Jill.
but she's not. She's not nice.
And we're going to put you
Not
one
nice at all.
away from Avatar yourself. We were Avatar heavy. Roll on that one.
Thank you for the system shock.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Chuck.
that's
This is
a-
Jock. I love those.
That gets us started in one direction.
Oh,
one
great.
to
I'm the
other.
only one who's the pilot. Oh, God. Okay. Oh, no. Okay. Only, but okay.
Jill!
Two of you will know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
Listen, remember our names here.
Yeah,
Al,
actually, Maggie, the only one who thinks you can't understand that somebody is not a pilot or an avatar when you're a full avatar is you.
Oh, never mind then.
What's your dinosaur name?
The dinosaur name is P''RETA.
Pieta.
Apostrophe R-E-T. Britta. Britta, Al, Arthur. What are we doing right now, guys? Let's go. We gotta fight back.
We gotta, well,
Who's got my money? Who's got my money pouch?
no one's got your money
Britta.
pouch. I don't
You're
have.
holding it for me.
I believe we got to get over to a train.
Right, yeah.
No,
That's
the
where
train is absolutely the thing in which we are immediately concerned.
Which train?
We are supposed to. Now, he just told us it's at
742?
Who just what?
No?
yeah. Oh man, what were we doing? We're gonna go get on a train. It's gonna go through some ash. We're gonna take over the train and free all the dinosaurs.
Right, that they're trying to take to a work camp.
All right, that sounds good. Oh yeah, let's get on that train right now. Britta, I need my money though.
Here.
Yeah, that's great.
Got it.
Hashtag metapoint for the pointless. Old train robbery. Buster Keaton is definitely an inspiration.
I love
I'm
it.
gonna use.
Oh!
One of the
Another
views
one
right
got
out the gates.
used.
Well done.
All right, and remember the train stuff now.
All right. So,
Mission stays the same.
still going after the train, and then from there, we're gonna figure it out. Move along.
It's resupplying at the Fort of Mern, so you'll have to go there to get on board it. Hopefully, you can
Now-
do so discreetly.
Now, if I'm not
For the
mistaken,
bird.
the track should take us right there.
Well, yes.
Because it's a train. So you could have probably left that part out, is all I'm saying.
Okay. I suppose you're right.
Now, the other guy that was talking to us, he seemed to know what was going on a bit better than you did. It's the same fella, ain't it?
Yeah.
All right.
I guess so.
So it is. All right. Well, young man.
I think can we just have a private can we just have a small group up real quick, everyone? Just like a quick. Can you just? It's an aside. Can you just like respect the aside real quick? Just cover your ears.
Please cover your ears.
That'd be lovely.
I just want to point out, guys, that we are effing dinosaurs right now, and this is the coolest thing. I did not expect to come to Mexico.
I have
where
literally-
it's gonna be a dinosaur. I gotta get this out. Like I know we're gonna go.
I have literally dreamed of this day my whole life.
I'm saying it's really cool.
You gotta take flight and try it out.
Some-
That's how it goes.
Somehow, this seems inevitable. But it's pretty cool.
Hashtag MetaPoint for our team.
Yay!
Thank you,
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. So, got a plan?
Right. Yeah, no,
We go to the train.
I've been a dinosaur forever.
Me too.
Yep.
Born
Feels
this
normal.
way. Hatched this way.
It's cool.
Hatch this way.
From
Now-
an egg.
Now, I cannot help but notice that we are of the anthropomorphic variety, meaning that our hands work and also we have sweet guns.
Sweet
So we are
hats.
Look, so I will just say this.
Ninja Turtles.
Just like Ninja Turtles.
We're totally Ninja Turtles, but even cooler because we have guns.
We got guns. Little
So-
specialized sized ones for our little claws.
Yeah.
Indeed. Now, I will just say this. I'm game to help in whatever capacity I may. However, I believe I'm best served sitting back from afar and taking care of targets from there.
Sniper.
As we approach the train, yes, I plan to be sniping.
Well,
All right. All right.
I can't. I'm a fine sniper, but I cannot see more than 5 feet in front of me clearly.
That would be
So-
a severe limitation upon
Chances
one's
are-
sniperosity.
Chances are I would hit something, but equal chance that would not be what I was shooting at since I cannot see.
Thank you. You finished that nicely.
I would like to do a knowledge check on these trains. What kind of trains they are, and how much do you know about to stop them? You know, is it coal, fire, electric?
Well, this particular train, you don't want to stop. You want to change the course. It goes
Right.
on.
But the kind of
But
train
they
and
use
tracks.
steam power.
Okay.
Yes, you're on the equivalent of an industrial revolution age.
And so is the part where we're meeting them the part where the tracks do the?
No, the train is currently loading up supplies in a Carnotaur fort not far from here. Otherwise, catching it would be impossible as there's no horses or cars to use, and the train could quite easily outrun any of you.
A Carnotaur fort.
A fortification constructed in the jungles from lumber and timber.
And what would they do if they saw us trying to get on that train?
Probably shoot you.
Well, unless we.
Well, then we should
Come
come
up
up
with
with
a
a
story.
good plan
Yeah.
over a long period of hours and days.
Okay, we've got about
Wait.
a minute.
Would there happen to be a saloon full of other cool dinosaurs nearby where we could make such plans?
There used to be places like that. Unfortunately, with the invasion, there isn't really much of cities anymore except for those controlled by the Carnotaurs.
Or we could just take up spot, knock this out right now.
All right, well, let's
Where we
talk
go-
about this for a while and weigh all of our options equally for several hours at a time.
How far away are we from the fort?
By foot, you could reach there in a matter of 2 or 3 hours.
By horse, you could do it in an hour and a half. By car, you could do it in 20 minutes. By plane, you could do it in 5.
But none of those things are available. In fact, there are no horses in this metaverse.
Well, good.
'Cause
These two would just eat them.
That is correct.
These, am I the only? You're all carnivores, ain't you? I should have known.
Well,
Always so brash.
To be fair, to us and Eden, I mean, she'd get in on it, but
We would do the active
yeah.
the killing part. But don't worry, Arthur.
James, are there any maps, informational materials?
Not too much. I mean, they have small things, but at this point, most of the Alliance's little outposts and have been destroyed by the invaders. They can't congregate in groups, or they're found. They don't even know how. These flying machines just come out of the sky from out of nowhere anytime they group up and start killing them. They can't figure it out.
It's strange.
Well,
Somehow they always seem to know where groups of them are.
Okay, pop
We're a
in.
group.
groups
right
of
now?
dinos.
Mm-hmm. Probably just some advanced life form scanners, nothing too crazy.
Right.
On the other hand, it could be a number of other things, and I think we should take some time to figure out what those other things are so we can weigh them against each other and take our time with this very difficult decision.
Hey, Arthur, why do you want to take so much time?
I just don't think that anybody should rush headlong into anything, no matter how many spikes they got on their head.
Or we could go attack the train.
Mm-hmm. All right, then.
Let's do it.
Sounds like we're decided. We're going to talk about possibly attacking that train. I'd like to open with pros and cons.
Oh, Arthur, I appreciate your attention to detail, but we gotta get moving.
Is it Trent? Trent, is that your name?
Trent?
Yep. Triceratops.
Oh,
How do you use this railroad system a lot? Is it vital to your way of life? Or if it didn't work for just maybe a month, would you be all right?
Well, it's the only way we can really move things around, so it's kind of important.
So destroying
And it's the only way you're going to be able to get all of those
I just meant
captured people.
destroying the tracks at a certain spot, so it will get to that point in the tracks, and then slap.
Then you couldn't divert the train to where it needs to go.
Right. Okay.
That wouldn't work.
well, good thing I'm an expert about train diverting, so we're fine.
Oh, all right.
Oh, that's
I'm an
lucky.
Remember, the key is to take control of the train and divert it so that we can free our comrades in arms.
Yeah, Trent.
Right, no, I just thought it could go off the track. They'll be like, "Oh no, what's on the tracks?" And we'll be like, "Run away, go!"
Yeah, usually you're all just hopped up to free everybody you can, but now you're like, fuck that. We're cowboy dinos. I don't really care about freedom so much
I
anymore.
just said freedom. What are you? That is a foul lie. Don't you dare put words in my mouth.
No, I didn't. I put your actions out there
No, I
for
said-
everyone to see.
No,
It is
to derail
important
them so
that
we
the-
could free them.
It is important that you get the train to the glory camp, not stop the train.
All
That
right,
was a
all
good
right.
idea.
To
Yes, blowing up the tracks was a fine idea to make that.
It was a good
Wasn't
idea.
gonna blow them up. I never
Well-
said anything about blowing them up.
No, and besides, we already said we have a train steamer.
You know, actually,
Otherwise, it will just
engineer.
be a group of dinosaurs in the jungle where the flying machines then show up and kill all of them.
Sweet.
All of which would be fun.
I won a train in a poker game just the other day. So I feel like, and I went
So
over
you
it.
won a
I
train.
knew that train. I talked to it. I checked it out.
So now we have a second
good.
option. Now we can either attack that train, or we can take her train to maybe just hook up with that train and get in.
You know, I like the way you think, Arthur.
Or,
I like that one.
that is if you have a train
I do. I won one.
nearby,
Yeah, it's parked
just down the tracks
just
away.
a little bit.
Okay, so we may need to steal the train.
No, it's mine. And when we get there, I will
just
tell
so
them.
just so you keep your train.
You know what? Maybe this train that we're headed to is my train, and I can tell them so when we get there.
I love that.
Cool.
All right. I mean, I like the idea of taking a train and hooking up, and then we just walk through.
Now we got to catch up to this train.
It is currently, but not for long, at the fort known as Mern.
Oh,
Resupply.
well,
Getting more coal and other necessary supplies to take on.
what
this
about hand truck? You know, side. What is this?
Oh,
Dynamite?
right.
No, this is
no, it's the
a bike pump. Nope, that's not it either.
It's like
It's a hand
like
car, right?
Yeah,
Hand car.
it does this.
And
Yeah.
2 people.
And we can
Have
do
to be
that from
part.
the other side. and stop the whole thing up.
Well, I just think we can catch up that way.
Oh, okay.
Right,
Okay.
so let's get a hand
And from there, we will plan on what to do on the train once we get to the train.
I probably have one of those, right?
Hashtag Aquabuff, this should help.
Yay!
Inspection car.
Thank you.
Thank
Who's
you.
that from? Oh, there
Green
we
blurb.
I got one of those inspection cars, right? I won one.
go. We can actually whip one up pretty quick, given materials and enough
Oh,
time.
I'll roll for carpentry.
I will consider over a good period.
Where are you building this inspection car at? I'm in the middle of the jungle.
Right.
No train tracks. at all?
Hashtag Rosie Buff, you might need this to get back. Get back. Get back to where you once were.
Thank you, chat.
That was fantastic.
So,
All right, I gotta tell you guys something. I don't have a train.
I'm gonna be honest. None of us believed you. We appreciated the effort that you put forth.
I was just trying to be hopeful. I was trying to help
I
out.
considered believing you for quite a while. I'm
Thanks.
still actually thinking about
I
it.
decided not.
Oh.
I decided not to roll about it.
All right, why don't we think about what we're gonna do while we make haste towards the place we are supposed to be going to? As
so-
a hand card does not, or a
You want a hand
inspection
car?
card does not seem to be something we can get.
You want a hand car?
You gonna make one out of wood?
No, I'm gonna make one out of magic.
Just
I'm
sitting
full
here in the
pilot.
jungle.
Inspection cart.
No, that's fair.
Why do you keep saying just sitting here in the jungle?
Well, you're gonna carry it across the jungle
No,
to the
we're
train
gonna
tracks?
We gotta get to
we're
the
gonna
train
get
tracks
to the train
first.
tracks.
Okay.
And then I want to magic a hand car. Unless you want something.
No, that'll get us where we need to go.
Right, it's not too big or flashy. It's not out of place. If someone sees it going by,
They would just see some dinos on
Dinos on a
inspection
hand
cart.
cart.
But
So
then
it's just some dinosaurs on a hand
that's
cart.
all we're doing.
just some dinosaurs doing their hand cart thing. All right, I think this is great.
Sorry. Right, so we walk to the train tracks.
Yep.
Well, it is a couple of hours through the jungle to get towards the fort.
Do we come into any forks in the road along the way?
There aren't any roads out here in the old jungle.
No trails that have forks in them though. Because
I
I stop for about 5 minutes at
At
each
every
one
fork?
and
Okay.
decide.
So there's a train track, but there's no.
There's
Trails?
no train tracks right where you're standing. No, you're a couple hours away from those
Okay.
train tracks. You're out in the middle
In
of
the
the jungle.
world. So other places in the world.
There's
there
train
are.
tracks all over the world. Yes, just not where you're
Not in the
standing.
jungle. Good
Not
thing I
in the
know
middle
this
of the
jungle.
jungle where you're standing.
I know this jungle.
Generally,
I'd
the
like
people
to-
who are part of the rebellion avoid things that are occupied by other people or spots that are easily spotted from the air or anything of that sort. They're in hiding, in the jungle.
Ooh, leaves. You guys don't know what you're missing. These are fucking great.
Right, tasteless leaves.
Ugh.
No, I
For
I
blood?
don't- Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I would go in for that. I never fancied tofu.
Oh Christ, this is fucking
No,
great.
more like viscera.
Right.
That's all I'm saying. That's
Viscera.
all I'm
So within a
saying.
couple of hours, even in the thick jungle, you can start to see the small plumes of smoke, which are obviously markers for some form of
Oh, there's my
civilization.
train.
I'd like to fly up covertly and just kind of like every once in a while I want to fly up and be like, okay, we're still going the right direction, like to keep us on track. Because
You can give me a stealth roll,
I
please.
absolutely will. Although I can't. Wait, I can still
Oh,
fly.
no.
I can still fly. Stealth. I have
Yes.
stealth on my Rosie sheet.
Yes, you
Ha
do. I know you
Because I'm
do.
Loki.
That's right.
I beat it by 9.
And throughout the journey, you every so often fly up to the top of the tree line and take a peek.
Yeah.
And you get the first view of this fort. It's rather hastily constructed from
Okay.
all the surrounding jungle lumber. They put it together. A classic late 19th century type fort.
Okay.
Oh.
Lumber, a nice little sharpened pilings on the
My
top.
fort in Nisqually.
Yeah, very much so, but it's a little bit
But
larger.
more in the Donkey Kong country style.
a bit larger because of the
But a bit
the
more
larger
Donkey Kong.
people
Of course, but like we're
involved.
talking
Hey,
like
hey, hey.
things of wood.
Yes.
Yeah, wooden gate.
Wood things. What are
And
those?
there is
Posts.
there's a very large train currently parked at that fort that they're filling up with things as you get closer
What
and
are they
closer.
filling it up with?
boxes, crates, barrels,
Coal.
coal.
Can we see? Is there like a whole?
Bananas.
This is the one that's supposed to be transporting dinos.
There are 60 cars on the train, so yeah, they're filling up a few of them with supplies of the 60 cars.
I say
Right.
we start our way in the caboose and just get right up on that and work our way in real
And these,
slow.
These train cars are pretty big. They're close to about 25 feet
I'm
wide
stuck.
and about 75 feet long each.
I'm too small to fit. I'm sorry.
Sorry.
And substantially bigger than what you recognize from your time in your home metaverse as a train. Each one of these cars is substantially bigger.
Can I tell? Is it like supplies at the front, dinos at the back?
The cars are all unmarked.
Great. Oh, that means they're just shoved in there too. Just
All right, we have 60 cars to choose from. Which one do we go in first?
Well, I like a gamble. Let me get out my dice.
And then the train starts to pull away from the fort as you get.
Yeah, we're gonna have to think about this a little faster.
Synchronize.
Little 4-foot Tyrannosaurus Rex hopping.
I want stealth rolls from everyone as you proceed through the jungle to see if you are spotted by sentries at the fort.
No
Come
problem.
on, Jill.
Mostly Avatar, so I'm gonna try and use his stealth roll.
I beat it by 13.
Beat it
Oh,
by
and he
13.
actually has stealth. That's freaking awesome.
Beat it by 5.
Okay.
Double ones!
There you go.
Wow.
I only have a 10 in that skill. I did great.
Verified.
I beat it by 6.
I'm a
That's
tree. I'm a tree.
Somehow,
I'm a
the
tree.
four of you, as quickly as you can, hustle through this jungle without making a sound. I mean, it does help the two of you are natural stalking predators, but
Yeah.
But,
James, I would like to
but
stay
my
on the-
fat ass is not going to be getting through that thing quietly most times. I'm just saying.
I would like to be actually on top and like doing tree jumps.
treetops.
Yeah, so I can.
For the majority of the trip forward, trying to go at a diagonal so that you can sort of reach the train before
Yeah.
it's totally gone. You're able to do so, but about 300 meters out from the fort in all directions is clear cut.
Okay, then I'll stick with that.
Some of it burned down in slash piles, and as though whoever was inside wanted to have a nice wide field of vision in case anyone decided to try and sneak up on their fort.
Oh, so they're
I mean, who does that?
You know,
Assholes. So, big clear cut area.
Surrounding the fort, and that train is starting to really pull away. The last few cars pulling through the fort and heading off into the jungle. At your current rate of speed, you believe you might be able to catch that last car just as it's leaving the fort.
yeah, we're gonna catch it. Running so
And
fast.
somehow, as though through some miracle, not a single one of these sentries walking these walls or in these towers catches a glimpse of you as you grab on to the rear car, the caboose of this train, as it were, as it pulls away.
And it looks like the ending of a TV show. All four of us. on the
Woo!
Me holding my tail
Yeah.
between my legs, like so. I'm trying to sit like a person.
I knew we'd make it. Good job, everyone.
I don't like running.
Let's find the gambling car.
Oh, that's because you don't eat meat.
And within a few minutes, the train has picked up speed
But I'm
and
not
it is
hungry.
moving along the tracks at a decent clip.
That's a good point. I'm very, very hungry right now.
All right, now, I think I am the stealthiest of us.
What's your stealthiness?
18.
Oh, you are the
More so than me.
I would like to. I assume there's a window on the back door of the caboose.
Not so much.
God bless it. Okay, I'd like to climb. I'd like to climb to the top. Is there a top? You know, train. They got those doors on the top of the train.
That
As you
one
get to
hatch.
the top, it looks like this
Hatch.
This caboose is more like a fortified position than anything else.
Yeah, don't go in.
Okay, I'm gonna come back. And say there's no way. I was hoping to look in. There's no way to look in.
It seems to be set up so that they can open little slots, but only from the inside.
Right.
Yeah.
And those slots seem to be like the perfect size that you could stick a rifle barrel out of. Or
It's like a
pistol
train. It's like a
barrel.
train in a war zone. It's probably got a well, in later times, it's gonna have a 50 cal mounted on the back.
Yeah, we're not quite there technologically, but yeah.
So, perhaps we should let this caboose go.
Oh, that's exactly what we're gonna do.
Yeah.
Okay.
What do you want to do?
I wanted to turn myself invisible and then teleport myself in there and then unhook all their weapons so that if they use them, it don't work.
Okay, but if we just leave them behind, it doesn't matter.
You mean like I could just unhook the caboose?
For example.
All right.
All we gotta do is get from one end of it to the other. On the top.
On the top, I guess is our only option. Just walk lightly, I think, because some of you are quite.
Why are you looking at me when you say that?
I'm just saying.
Is it because of the giant tail with the testicles at the end?
Possibly.
Yeah, I thought so.
Very much
Look,
so.
it's not so much a racial thing. It's just a,
I'm fat.
giant fat tail thing.
I see. Well, how can I take that personally?
Well, no. Look,
Yeah, I'm a stocking creature. I understand.
It's your
Look,
cut.
I understand.
Look.
Oh,
I'm number 2. Terms of clanking around.
You are literally like the king of predators.
hey, I don't know about that. Okay,
Hey,
don't get
let
me
the
started on
man,
the Allosaurus.
let the man
All
speak.
right. Later though.
Yeah.
Fair.
We don't want to storm that caboose. I don't think it's a good idea, especially if it's a fortified area. Here's how it's going to go down if we do that. We open the door, we get on the floor, everybody shoots that dinosaur.
But we're all dinosaurs. None of us wants to get shot.
Right?
I have.
So
okay.
we unhook it.
Right. Okay.
Agree. I'm with you.
Question. We know where the train is starting, and Trent told us where the train is supposed to end. Correct?
Mm-hmm. And you have a very limited amount of time to seize control of it and divert it.
How much
on
time do
course.
we have?
You're not
Guesstimate.
100% certain, but at most an hour.
And so we have to divert the track itself,
The
right?
train, yeah, there'll be a point where the
Right.
tracks split, and you want it to go one direction, whereas they kind of want it to go the other.
So
And
we
do
need
we
to get
know-
there's got to be a switch.
It's true.
Um,
Yeah, where? How far? Do you know
The
how
only
far
way you know for certain is it's going to pass through a very large tunnel, and at the other end of that tunnel is going to be the point where you need to divert the tracks.
Here's my point. Here's my thing: is that we're still very close to where we left, and if we unhook the caboose right away,
It'll chase us.
well, they could easily quickly get back to where they were and
How?
send reinforce. I mean, it's not that far from where we just left, right?
Not
You
that
said it got
far,
going
but
up
it's
to a
still
good
going,
speed, right?
Yeah, it's probably going about 45, 50 miles an hour. Right
Oh,
about
okay.
now.
So I guess we're fine. I thought it was quite close. It would.
That's fair.
Right.
That's fair.
I mean,
No, I'm
they
with you.
could get back there at a reasonable rate, but then how are they going to catch you once they get back?
Maybe they have another train.
We would have seen it.
I don't know.
But you do. You would have seen it.
Right. Okay. You're right. Okay. All
In
right.
this
man.
particular metaverse, unless you happen to be a large flying reptile or have an invasive, spaceship from another metaverse,
Well, see, but that's what we don't
the
know.
fastest thing
Unfortunately,
around
there
is
may
you had intelligence from Trent that there were none of the strange invaders at Fort Murray.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Confirm. Okay, that all makes sense now. Let's unhook that caboose.
Okay.
Give me stealth checks to climb over, guys.
Ooh, only beat it by 4 that time.
Beat it by 9.
Come
I beat
on.
it by 2.
By
Stealth.
2.
Come on.
No, I beat it by
Stealth.
4.
Beat it by 4. Okay.
Come on, Stealth. No, I missed it by 5.
Missed it by
Do you have
5.
a buff? Oh, your buff doesn't do that, does it?
Anyone can use their buff to do a reroll if they so choose. I think he's probably saving his more than likely.
Yeah. We don't have any.
I'm going to go last, though, too, so.
The 3 of you make it up and over the caboose car, light as you can on your feet, slipping down the other side. You can't hear a whole lot over the sound of the train bumping along the tracks, but every so often you think you hear some kind of dinosaur talk or another going on inside the caboose.
Uh-huh.
And then just as he's about halfway across, Arthur has a slip, falls to one knee, and there's a pretty loud bang. Kind of shakes the car a little bit.
Am I on the second car at
You
this
have
point?
made it to the second car. All of you have made it to the second car. He is almost to you.
I pull my rifle and just aim at the back car.
And
Yeah,
I, attempting to go back into stealth mode immediately, throw myself down on my back as hard as I can.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
Gotta lay flat.
Simultaneously, the
Going full iguana.
door
I don't think it
opens
worked like I
up,
thought.
that you are pointing the barrel of your rifle at as a hatch from the inside opens up and a head of a dinosaur pops out, hooking you square between the eyes. I will let you make one shot before we roll initiative, sir. Being as you are prepared and ready, aiming your rifle.
What kind of dinosaurs?
We'll get to that.
We'll get to that. We're gonna get
Beat it by 9.
Beat it by 9. Oh,
it.
man.
Oh, nice.
Well done.
Go ahead and I'll use the
Oh!
Using the bonus,
Yeah.
making it a critical right off the bat. Hey, does something happen when you get a critical hit over there?
Well, when I get a critical, I am able to hit 2 targets.
Oh, yes!
I believe that has a name that snipers use.
A Quigley.
It's called a quiggling?
It's called a Quigley.
It's a real thing.
a real
Look
thing?
it up.
It's a thing. No, it happens.
It's in the sniper.
So you were able to hit 2 targets with critical hits. So what is the damage doubled on that Sharps rifle of yours?
That'll be doubled. It'll be 100 on each.
Nice.
100
I think
damage.
you really
Well
missed a
done.
naming opportunity without calling it a sharp-toothed rifle.
I wanted to, but I had to just stop myself. I really did. There
That's-
are some
you
lines
You would,
I
at
won't
that
cross.
point, you had gone too far.
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew. Even my dad jokes no limit.
They don't, though.
Larry's dad has a cat named Quigley. I used to have a dog named Quigley.
You did.
Francis.
Who you could say bang bang to?
Yes.
The shot is perfect, and you immediately kill the 2 that were closest to the door, getting ready to respawn. It's a mix of theropod dinosaurs, Proceratosaurs, Electrosaurs, Carnotaurs, Tarbosaurs, that sort. All very closely related family members of yours.
But
In
not
fact, the
as
2 of you are kind of
my God.
No.
the 2 of you are kind of black sheep in the whole Carnosaur bracket for being, traitors to your theropod race, as the majority of theropods are members of the Carnotaur Empire.
How many did you
I've
say?
never found a saurial head attractive.
Oh my God. How many did you say there were?
Well, you're not quite
We're not
sure.
sure yet.
You're not quite sure, but 2 of them died immediately.
Right.
And now we will go into initiative with 2 of them dead before they even got a chance to roll.
All right.
Can I get some initiative scores from everyone, please?
Okay. Oh,
Oh no.
13.
look where Daddy is.
11.
Here we go. Ooh, that's horrible.
No, you need to roll 12s.
Yep, roll 12 for initiative and make sure to add your initiative modifier.
Yeah, I still got 13.
18.
I still got 11.
Right? Like, Jesus Christ.
18.
Wow, that is
Jill
quick.
got 18.
And what about yourself, sir?
27.
27.
Good
Wow.
grief. Nice.
Well, we will start right with you.
Used crashes.
Yeah, nah, fair.
Looking one of these theropods right in the eye at close range, he seems rather surprised to have opened the hatch to pop his head up and take a look and come face to face with you.
All right, well,
At this range, you can actually see him quite clearly because he is, right in front of you.
so what I'm doing is I am, now that I've been belly crawling, but I don't like jumping off of things head first. So I'm lowering myself down from the top of the car on the caboose
Okay.
to swing down into the hatch. Tail first. So swing, then tail comes up. Pow! And I'm going to hit who's ever in the doorway.
I will take either fighting or athletics, your choice of skill test.
I'm going to use the big dice, and I'm going to use fighting. I think. Well, if I can use athletics, I'm going to use athletics.
I thought you would.
I still beat it, amazingly. If only by 4.
4 is enough to beat its dodge bonus, and tail first, you impact this poor theropod. What is that, the tail damage that you do?
50.
50, and that is one unconscious theropod. Landing in the car, there are 2 dead theropods that look like they were killed with a single shot from a rifle at once, and then there are 6 others that have been positioning themselves to open up their nice little slots and aim out, not knowing where the threat was coming
Look,
from.
I can't really see him, so I'm just going to aim in the middle of them with my shotgun for my second action and pull both barrels.
That's a shooting test, sir.
Wait. Yeah. I'm going to use the big dice. Hold on. Okay, so 9. I did just fine. Shooting being 16.
Yes, that is more
Oh, and I'll
than
use
enough.
my +1 so I can
Make it a
critical.
10.
Yeah.
That is a critical. Give me the double damage result from using both barrels.
160.
160 damage.
Nice.
There are now only 4 living theropods inside that train car. Lady Aquamarine, it will be you next.
Well, first I'm gonna start with my first attack. I want to start ranting and raving about what
Please demonstrate.
absolute
I think the first guy just got the nuts
disgusting,
to the face.
ridiculous examples of dinosaurs I've ever seen in my life. Get out of here! You're too tall. I say.
You're too tall.
And
I
what
like
does
saying
ranting
too tall. My accent changes. I'm so upset.
what does ranting and raving do to them? Can you walk us through what that
Yes.
does?
That sick glow. Irritably. I'm so irritated. It forces all enemies that can hear and see me to roll against their soul score or become distracted for a turn. Never seen such disgusting dinosaurs in my life.
3 of them are fixed upon you. Only one of them is not absolutely terrified of the 4.5 foot tall ranting and raving.
All right, well, for that last one,
The other
they
one,
get
though,
my
admittedly,
six-shooter.
is paying attention to the hentai ninja turtle with the shotgun.
Absolutely.
I'm yes. And on the other one, I'd like to use my 6-shooter.
All right.
While I'm ranting and raving at those 3, I'm like,
Bang, bang.
yeah.
Give me a
All
shooting
ready.
test, please.
Not you, but you. I beat it by 2.
That is just
4.
enough. 4?
No, I beat it by 4.
All right, that is twice what their dodge bonus is, so that is an easy hit. And you wound the only non-distracted theropod through the leg. He does not look so healthy.
None of you look healthy.
Now, the other
sick
3
bunch.
are distracted and so do not get to act on this turn, but the one you shot will get to act. He has, however,
try.
decided that shooting at the crazy ninja turtle in the car with him is a better option than shooting at the scary, ranting, and raving theropod outside of the car.
Fair.
What are you doing in there?
And his
I know it's
shooting
not
test
right.
is dead on.
Ooh, but my dodge
No.
bonus is plenty right now. This one.
What is that dodge bonus?
6. I'm using the big dice.
Yeah, not even close to being able to hit you. For
And
being a really
and-
oversized dinosaur, you are moving fast.
Yeah, I'm moving, but I'm in this for this turtle. I just as a dodge, I just spin around really fast to let him, let it glance off my shell.
Yeah, those rifle shells cannot penetrate your shell.
What do you call a dinosaur that knows recent dance moves? A flosseraptor. What do you call a group of singing dinosaurs? A tyrannosaurus. Hashtag dance party.
You are awesome.
Velociraptor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that guy is a
Velociraptor.
dance party. If you want to cue up the music for us, sir,
Oh my god, can we
you let us
pause
know when you're
the
ready, and we're going to
party.
keep going until you are.
All right.
Our next person to go will be over there, Rosie. It is
Right.
on you.
So,
There are 3 distracted and 1 injured remaining dinosaurs.
but they're also not like this caboose is huge. They're close.
Well, I mean, it's a good
Well,
size.
It is a 75-foot long car, so it is decently sized.
Are they very spread apart?
Fairly. It's like they were going to all these different shooting slots because they didn't know where the threat was.
But they're still
Right.
just in a very wide hallway when it comes right down. to
Right.
it.
Right. Yes, of
with,
course.
your
With cover
friend,
and
the
your friend
Ninja
in the
Turtle
way.
dinosaur in the middle of them.
Right. So, but there's one that's currently not being
Not
dealt with.
distracted, but he has been shot.
Right. Right. Well, we just spent a lot of time in the Godverse, and I bonded really hard. I would like to jump into the car,
Okay.
transform into what Loki looks like, run up to the one who's not being distracted, and then take my hand and just shove it into the gun wound and be like, Thor sent us.
And
just
pink,
like-
fleshy creature.
Yeah,
Love
and then
that.
and then
Weird.
I might eat some too.
Better share, honey. said the dinosaur.
Absolutely terrifying, Rosie.
Yeah.
Absolutely
Well, I just feel like I have to, for the sake of Loki, my BFF, I have to just spread.
Do you have multiple attacks
over.
before we work
I have
out
two attacks.
Okay, I will take from you then a fighting roll followed by an intimidation roll.
You got it. Fighting I beat by 2. I would like to use my Patreon and beat it by 6, so it's at least a decent.
That will for sure succeed. And give me that intimidate roll.
I don't have intimidate. I have persuasion.
No, and you'll be rolling against your soul.
Soul, great. I beat my soul by 4.
Well, in this case, it wouldn't have made a tremendous difference because as you shove your fingers into the wound, this poor theropod passes out from the pain.
But he hears it first. Oh, Santas.
There is the distinct smell of musk as it passes out, which you know be coming from the urine of this dinosaur.
Oh. I
I
go
know
back to being the
urine.
tiny flappy one, so I don't get urine on me.
Good idea.
We will then go to you, sir.
Takes forever to get out.
I don't want any of mine on me.
I will take aim at the next.
There are 3 that are very fixed upon Wild Jill.
Yep. Whichever is the foremost of them.
For you, they are all obscenely close range from what you're used to shooting at. I mean, none of these is 900 meters away. They should at least give you a challenge.
Yeah, no, none of that. But let's go ahead and give it a go. Beat that by 4.
All right, there is 1 of your multiple attacks. You have 2, I believe, sir.
Oh heavens, I do, don't I? And we'll go ahead and take a shot at the next one back as well. Beat it by 3.
2 successful hits. Now that Sharp's rifle is quite devastating, and both of your targets are dropped to the ground.
Yeah.
Leaving a single defender in the car. As we get back to the top of the round with you, Sir Arthur.
All right.
Dance, guys!
Oh gosh!
Wait,
It is
time and space and stuff. Control them, reload them, or give them a buff. Something. That's funny.
Only Custody knows the words.
Custody knows the words. Masters of the Metaverse, masters of the Metaverse.
Bring it down now!
Masters of the Metaverse, masters of the Metaverse.
That was the
one-
official version.
Oh, get up? Shake
Well,
your tails.
I guess you'll just have to get another one for that. Oh no!
Get up, they say.
Arthur, it's down to you, sir.
All right, there's one fella.
One fella.
All right. I'm gonna face off like we're gonna do fisticuffs, and then I'm gonna duck and scorpion sting him with the balls of my tail.
Yeah.
Right,
Give me a fighting
right in his
test.
forehead. The Ankleo teabag strike. He doesn't even know it's gonna happen.
An Ankleo
Oh,
teabag.
man.
And Cleo
That's
teabag.
why I don't twerk.
Ankleo.
Because I care.
I can't
I
argue
bet you
with
would
that.
look so good.
I was just thinking that.
yeah.
I was like, man, I bet you could throw it.
Well,
Throw it up and down.
Look, man, I got
Nope,
the
I gotta
cake.
use the biggins.
It's on him.
Oh gosh, that's gonna miss.
Oh. What
But
about your
that's a-
Patreon?
Huh?
You have so many Patreons.
I used one of them already, but I have a
Oh.
second attack. I'm not worried about
Oh, okay.
Oh, look at that.
It does, however, make a sizable dent in the train car where you missed.
it. And the other one is coming from underneath. I'm gonna duck and then I'm gonna stand up and spread my legs and tail's coming right back.
That somehow just made it worse.
Yes, it did. And
I like this dice
I was
shot.
gonna say,
2
look
meta
at that.
points. There to
2
go.
meta points.
Boink.
Whoa! 2 meta points used.
Let's make this just a little bit not shitty for me.
Interesting.
Here we go. Ah, 10. All right, so I beat it by 6 that time.
That is more than enough, and that horrible tail strike of yours caves in the skull of the remaining theropod.
Yeah.
Shots, however, have been fired. You're pretty sure the stealth option probably off the table from here, and particularly that incredibly loud Sharps rifle that they probably could hear all the way back at the fort.
Okay, it's all right. We're gonna be okay.
Just fine, just fine.
Exactly, it's all fine.
You know, I'm a
We're
very
all in our prime.
It is, however, at that
Prime
moment that
dinos.
the train begins to enter the tunnel.
Oh, we gotta move.
Here we go.
I like that one.
That's delightful.
Me too.
That was great.
Oh, those words.
The tunnel of love. Right. So, I think like we're in the tunnel. We know that the point of moving it,
The diversion.
diversion. Thank you. Is after the tunnel.
But you also know that the tunnel is fairly substantial.
It is.
Oh.
Okay, so we got time.
At least a half hour.
All right. So
hour in
I
the
still
tunnel.
think we should
Yeah,
even though they're all dead. I
full
still
on
Man,
tunnel of
this
love.
tunnel
Okay.
is very, very tight. There's no climbing over a car in here. Maybe you, and even then you'd have to crawl on your belly to climb around
Yeah.
on it.
Well, I
There
say
are
we start
places-
unhooking cars.
Nobody's gonna hear that rifle with that train going now.
There are places where the cars
Yeah.
themselves scrape along the sides of the tunnel. It is so narrow and tight in here.
All right, well we're gonna stay in the train then.
Yeah. Let's go to the next one. Unhook the caboose. Right.
Yep.
We unhook it.
You leave the caboose behind and are once again on the rear car of the train. As you've got
We
rid
like
of one rear
cabooses.
car.
What can I
Perpetual
say?
caboose.
Who
We
doesn't?
like cabooses.
Just saying.
Cabooses are great.
Cabooses are great.
Who doesn't?
Work. All right.
So
This car.
I just want to go full Al Pacino, but I'm not going to because it would be contradictory to what we're doing here.
But I mean, maybe just a little bit for a second.
But like just a little bit for a second.
Cause he got a great ass! Moving on.
Somebody give that.
Someone needs to reward you for that. 'cause
That was amazing. That was absolutely amazing.
So
Wow.
thank you. Does this next car look like the one? Like, do all the cars look the same?
No, these ones, all the remaining cars aside from the front few, just seem to be like very large boxes with the door at each end.
Right.
Right. So I guess
What? Should we say that again?
Very large boxes with the door at each end.
Okay. All right. Well.
we open the
Big
door.
metal
You know,
boxes.
I will.
Hashtag cool rule Luke, you're doing it right.
Yes.
Yeah, he
Yes!
is. Yeah,
Thank
he
you.
is.
Yeah.
Thank you.
There we go.
Wait, and then Pax did too.
Oh,
Oh,
Yes.
thank you, Chad.
We have a full cool rule now.
Hashtag Wyatt buff for not working and always Pacinoing.
Yes! Thank you, chat. We love you guys. Thank you.
Thank you. It's funny.
All right. Do we want to just open the door? Do we want to try to peek in the door? Do we want to?
We don't have a lot of time.
You know, I'm
We
a
have 58 cars to get through.
really
Yeah,
good
half
actor.
Door.
I'm a really good actor. I don't know if you knew this about Jill. Oh,
I can
your
tell.
Jill, your
You go
girl
ahead.
over here.
Now,
I'm
Jill-
gonna open the door. No, what were you gonna say?
I was just saying you'd also said you had a train.
That's true.
But you know what? I'd love. Let's
That's true.
see your acting skills.
Technically, they do have a train. We're on it right
This
now.
is my
You know
train
what?
right now.
Fact. All right. Go for it. Go for it.
All right,
Jill.
ready? Is everyone ready? All behind me?
Oh yeah, don't worry.
Action.
You fling open the door, and there are some barrels and boxes and crates and stacked up all along the sides. With barely enough room, you can kind of squeeze through the middle, and then a door at the far end where the train car ends.
Well, that's too bad. We was looking for dinosaurs. I knew I should have been the DNA from Jurassic Park.
Oh God, that's right.
All I can think
Yeah.
about is Super Mario Brothers.
All I want to do is explore, but
Oh,
we can't. We got to
wow,
keep going.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I want
Well-
to see what's in the boxes.
Yes.
No, keep going. Keep going.
We're playing on dad mode. We got to rush through the train.
Ah, I hate dad mode.
I know.
You squeeze through the boxes and barrels, get to the other side, open the door, and there is yet another train car door in front of you. Seems to be a pattern. Like there's a lot of train cars with the same build structure on the outside.
All right, here we
Do you
go.
want to keep unhooking cars as we go, or no?
Well, there's no
Yeah,
reason to do
yeah.
that. Well, I mean, we can, but there's just going to be a whole bunch of dead train cars in the tunnel. I mean, when they hit
Right.
the first one, it's going to hit all of them anyway, and then a lot of people are going to die.
All right, so we don't need. Okay, we're just gonna keep going.
Also, the distinct possibility, if you manage to somehow pull off this, liberate the train, a train full of supplies might be useful to
That's
a bunch
true.
of rebels.
Thank you.
Mhm.
It's a very good point. Thank you, James.
You know, maybe just
All right.
a little useful.
I love that movie.
All right, we're
Next
gonna keep going.
car.
Next car. All right,
It's
this is take 2. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right.
Get behind me.
Okay,
Action.
ready? You're acting.
You
Wait, let me straighten
fling
my
open the door, and as you do, gunshots ring out.
That was definitely the one. That is the one.
What is your dodge bonus?
Wait.
Oh, they were waiting to shoot anyone who opened that door, so they're firing before any acting takes place.
+4. Come on.
All right, you are hit once for
Say,
30 damage.
You're also very short though, so when the door opens, if they were holding like up normal, you were like down here.
You're
what do
hit
you say
once
to
for
that?
30 total damage
All
from
right,
the
hit once.
barrage of shots as another dozen more miss your short form over the top of your head.
All right. Can I start lying to them now?
You could give it a shot. You're not sure about your chances. It seems the theropods in this car have pushed together the crates and barrels and boxes to make themselves a makeshift barricade at the far end.
These
And
are
they're
the
all set
intelligent
up
ones.
behind it with their rifles opening fire.
Okay. Well, I wanna yell at them. I wanna rant at them and use my
Let's
lying.
do some initiative before
Okay,
that
okay.
happens.
Fair enough. We'll do it there.
Give an initiative roll from everyone, please.
Al Pacino nods his
Wow.
approval for Luke. And in that vein say hello to James' little friend. Hashtag meltdown.
Ooh, a meltdown!
Delightful.
That's
that was
good.
over my dice for a
Oh
second.
man, we got everybody's buff is in there, guys.
Nine roll-
And we got a meltdown. That's going to be happening.
I have
don't worry.
14 for initiative, James.
14 coming from Rosie. Anybody else?
I'm 13.
Oh, initiatives, huh?
Oh yeah.
26.
Wow! That's a fast boy.
Oh.
He's faster than me this time. I only got a 22.
22. Now I happen to roll really, really terrible, so even with the decent initiative bonus, I ended up with a 7.
It happens. We've all been there.
You said we all
Sometimes
have
that's the way it
buffs now?
goes.
Is that what you
Yeah,
said?
we all
I got
have
new
buffs.
dice and they betrayed me.
Oh, buff! I'm excited.
I'm not going to use that cool roll just yet. We're going to save that for later.
That seems fair.
But we're going to start us out with Wyatt. This car has 12 theropods.
Thanks, Lisa. Look, Lisa just hosted the stream for us.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you, Lisa.
You know,
It is a small world.
I should save this for the cool rule, but let's go ahead and use it now.
Do it. Do it.
Do it.
I will go ahead and no, wait, it's not boosted, it's the buff.
Yep,
You
we're
have a
not.
buff.
We're not
I
quite to boosted yet.
Yeah.
They'll let us know.
Okay.
We are on track to get there.
Okay. Well, I will use it regardless. I will use the buff to take any shots that are aimed at our diminutive T-Rex.
Mm-hmm.
And get the re-attack on whoever makes that.
All right, I'm
But
going to mark it
first-
down. That does not take any of your actions. That just uses your buff in the store.
Whoa!
Not the mama. Well, you have been long enough in your spots. So, James, the first think you need another shot.
That's definitely going to be happening soon. Thank you,
Yes!
thank you. Mwah!
Not the mom.
Yes.
Not the mom.
Uh-oh.
Someone got the reference. I love
I
it.
Of
love it.
course. Horrible. Give
So
it a
again,
rewatch.
that doesn't take your action to use that buff. You still have your full allotment of actions, but the first time one of them takes a shot at Wild Jill, you're going to get to use your buff to respond.
Cool. So I will just take take 2 shots at the foremost there.
They have a cover bonus of +2 to their dodge for this.
Oh, that's funny. Their cover bonus doesn't matter because I'm awesome.
And why is that?
That's That's because I've got trick shooting, which ignores penalties for cover, range, moving target, etc.
Oh man. It's like he's a sharpshooter or something. Oh wait, he is.
Oh, exactly.
It says it.
Except that's exactly what it is.
Allosaurus sharpshooter.
Beat the first one by 6.
That will hit.
Oh no.
Oh.
Beat the second by 11.
That is a critical, which you pull a quickly on criticals, don't you? Oh,
That's
yeah,
exactly correct. That would be 2 shots.
So,
That's a maximum.
in 2 shots, 3 of these theropods are shot down.
Wow.
Good job.
Big Al Bigsley showing his shooting skills off that he is infamous for.
That Al.
Sometimes that's the way. Yes. He does have to show his ass.
Is this just another boxcar?
Hashtag team up, let's stack the store up and down.
Stack
Let's
it.
see how well our pilots work together.
Thank you, Chad.
Thank
Wow.
Are we missing anything?
Just meta points and moment of clarity, and if they really want to push you around the sliders, personality disorder, because that's always fun.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody.
Oh
Just
man.
wanted to make sure there isn't a full store, because if there is, you know,
At least.
Uh-huh.
right.
Yep.
All
Good ol'
right.
Al.
I feel like. Oh, that we.
No giving clips. That leaves it to you, sir.
Hold. I mean,
Hold
turning around.
Oh, just turning around?
Turning around, acting as a shield, getting in front of you.
Getting in front of the doorway, and you are physically blocking the doorway with your body.
I am, and I'm
Excellent.
holding my
But you are holding your
but
action.
I'm holding my action.
All right.
Definitely ranting about it.
Do you?
That will put you
is
next.
that meaning that none of us can get through the
Well,
doorway
there's
or
between
see?
his legs
You can-
or over his shoulders.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
you
that's
can-
it.
I'm not easy to. I'm easy to get around if you need.
Great.
You can move through a friendly space, as they say.
But
Cool,
he
cool,
has
cool.
supplied himself as cover, much like they have cover. You can have cover in the form of Arthur and his ridiculously thick shell on his back.
All right, Arthur.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. I would like to. I'm gonna use one of my buffs because I do have 2.
Using one of your buffs.
Oh, which one? Actually, I'm doing it. I'm going
Yeah!
James,
Yes, ma'am.
I would like to use my escape artist to escape to where they are, behind the boxes.
Yes.
I will require an escape artist and a stealth roll, so it will take 2 actions to do that.
I like that you use the same skill for getting untied from something as you do for sneaking around.
Oh.
I want escape artist and stealth to both be used to pull this off.
I'm sorry, I didn't realize I used it wrong.
I know.
Perfectly.
That's why this show's hilarious.
Oh. That's a 6, so I beat escape artist by 8.
Beat escape artist by 8. Okay, then give me the stealth roll following it.
And stealth roll.
Let's see if you are unnoticed doing this.
A stealth I beat by 12.
That is a critical
Oh my
success.
And then that's all I can do, right?
Well, we can go further, but there'll be multi-action penalties involved, which will affect how much you succeeded those.
They don't know I'm there, so I think I can wait. Because they
All
don't
right.
know I'm there.
To give us a wonderful description, you slipped over the shoulder of Arthur and used those lovely little climbing claws of yours to go all the way across the ceiling of this train car without being seen.
And I'm behind him.
Right, so now if we shoot that way.
Lady Aquamarine.
How many other? Sorry.
At least 9 still standing. 3 are dead behind the cover.
Okay. Well, for my first bit here, I'm gonna lie to them. I'm gonna start ranting about how I'm in charge of you all. I'm here. My name's Jill, and I've been put here to take care of this here car. Now give me your guns. And I'm gonna use my lying check here.
All right, give me a lying check and tell me what you succeed by or fail
I'm
by.
gonna use this nice little buff I've got over here. Okay, well I beat it by 4.
Beat it by 4. All right. Let me make some
Maybe
checks
I
on
should-
this side.
I could add my full my 4 to it.
It's up to you if you let me know now.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Okay,
add it.
so it's a
I'm gonna add
success by 8. Then. Oh,
Well, fine. Hashtag MetaPoint, hashtag clarity, hashtag personality
That's
for Rosie to
rude.
go untoward pilot, and hashtag Wyatt buff.
Oh my
Full
god.
story boosted.
Well, I'm gonna let you fill them in while I make all these checks for the
Pass.
9 other guys.
All right, yeah, no, we'll do it at the end of the round.
You let me. You let me know when you're gonna fill them in.
Mm-hmm.
I'm ranting about how dare they shoot at my friends
And
I
that brought us
brought.
over to boosted too. We're on
That
boosted.
Oh, that means we can use anything.
We have a full store. Look at that. What? I would almost want to take a picture.
You should. Right there on my phone. Should I take a pic? No.
4 of these
That's not
theropods.
Right. I mean,
Somebody should.
I've
4
never
of these
seen it like that.
theropods, listening to your ranting and raving lie, drop their rifles, but 5 of them do not.
I asked for them to give me their gun. Will they help me with that?
Well, you're kind of across the train car room with some dangerous people in between who have shot at them. So while they
this is my
do
first
believe
attack.
you, they don't believe that they are necessarily
raid.
safe.
So that was just my first attack.
We're just saying.
Raiders.
Hello.
Hey, everybody.
What does that mean? Yeah.
It means people from another channel have hopped in and are watching us right now.
Which
Hi,
is awesome.
guys.
Thank you for
Welcome
joining
to
us.
Hi,
Metaverse.
welcome. Glad
All right,
you're
because
here on
our
your
store
raid.
is full,
I'm
everybody gets
Vanessa.
a free boosted ability, like an extra waffle or boosted ability.
So you have 2.
Whether or not we've made boosted, but we have because of that. So you all have 2.
Boosted times 2.
And basically everyone has the equivalent of 1 free meta point that they can spend at any time to move themselves on the slider.
But you can't spend another person's. You only have your own individual one.
Right.
You all have 1 to spend at any point.
Secret achievement unlocked.
Woo, that's awesome. And
Nice
boosted-
job, guys.
A little
boosted
diamond on
abilities
the Xbox.
means-
Are down at the bottom
Yeah.
of your sheet. You might have a waffle ability on your Aquamarine sheet.
And if this were Project
Oh.
Metaverse, something completely different would have happened.
Yes. But
Wait,
that
really?
is another story.
but that's for another time.
So I got my second attack now.
Yes, your second. 4
They're
of them
fine.
dropped their rifles. 5 of them did not.
5 of them did not. Okay. And I can use my free meta point.
You could if you wanted to use that right now.
Oh wait, no. Oh wait.
It's up
I
to
can
you.
only move 1 space.
Just
per
1
meta point.
space. You could use your buff in the store to move anywhere on the slider, though.
Oh, I can use no matter where I am though. I can use
Yes.
my boosted
Oh yeah,
ability
your
from
waffle
any other
does not require you be at any spot.
from a previous avatar,
Yes.
but not myself as
A
Aquamarine.
previous avatar. So any avatar you once occupied as Aquamarine.
You know what? I'm gonna not use any of that. I'm going to for my second one, I'm going to use my powers of persuasion.
Mhm.
Aquamarine's powers of persuasion for the other 5.
All right, give me
But
a
I wanna keep
persuasion roll
ranting.
on this one.
I'm still mad at the 5 of you. How dare you? These other 4, see,
You're
they're the
trying to
model
be
dinosaurs.
exceptionally convincing at this
They're the
point.
model dinosaurs.
The model dinosaur.
Okay, well I beat that one by 10.
Ooh. So they're gonna have a really hard time not being convinced. Of the 5,
I'm
miraculously,
in charge.
2 of them seem to just be uncertain that where these bullets are flying from, and you happen to be standing. They're just not convinced. But 3 more of them dropped their rifles,
That's right. I'm in charge.
That's
of
awesome.
leaving only 2 of them armed and prepared to shoot back.
Oh, get ready. Get ready, the 2 of you. I say as it is the end of my turn.
So, well, I would normally get 9 attempts to shoot back at you at this point. This turn, I only get 2,
What?
I'm cover.
with cover supplied
Yeah.
by Arthur.
Well, with double cover.
However, those 2 don't like what's going on and are both going to be shooting at you.
Come, bring it on, buddies. I've got lots of stuff to fight against you with.
So your current dodge bonus gets a bonus of 4 from the cover supplied by Arthur.
Thank you, Arthur.
So I have a success by 6. I don't know if that beats your enhanced dodge bonus or not now.
No, it doesn't.
And then I have a success by 2. Again, neither of those mean. However, the first one does immediately trigger Wyatt's spent buff.
That's right.
Oh.
Yeah, I beat it by 6. 7. Excuse me.
And another is shot down.
That's a
You
great-
guys are just walking through these guys.
That's
here
a good
today.
buff.
So
Yep.
these are my guys
Really?
now, right?
Almost 3
I don't
down,
use
just
it as often as I should.
44 more to
I
go.
always use it to move. Right?
All right,
That
look
is
here.
very impressive. We will then, we have still your held action, and then it will be the end of the round. So it's your chance to act or not.
I was gonna shoot, but I can't now.
There is one remaining. You could shoot.
There
and
is
it's not
one
dropped his
remaining, but I
rifle.
only have a shotgun. I
It's
can't
true.
see past my.
That's-
it's short range, and I will most likely hit her if I miss, since she's down at the other end of the car now.
You have not lost your glasses, however, so you can currently see.
Excellent.
It's the losing your glasses that becomes a problem.
Gotcha.
Groovy. Well, then I'm gonna take a shot as
You
hard as
will
I can.
only risk hitting Rosie if you roll a critical failure.
Get in there. There you go. 9. That's fine. 16.
That is more than good enough. And your shot, is that both barrels or one for the record? I need to know.
Oh, I was going for both. Like,
Both barrels?
I shoot one.
And the one that was remaining to shoot
also
back
keep in
is
mind-
now dead.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say, and don't forget I'm on crash now, so I get plus 30 damage to
Yep.
firearms.
Now very dead.
Well, good.
And we start the top once again with you, sir, with 8 unarmed theropods in the car.
Looks like these are our friends now.
We'll see how long the deception holds out.
Yes, the trick.
I'll dance. No, I won't. I won't dance.
Well, we can unhook this one too.
I'll go ahead and
But for this turn, though, it's not
Actually-
relevant to you with your trick shooting because they have dropped their weapons and raised the hand. They have lost the bonus dodge that they get for cover because they're standing out in the open.
I will go ahead and use intimidation.
Just doubling down, are we?
Yeah. Well, that was the thing. So we can unhook this car and leave y'all in it. You can go on living your lives. Or we can see this through.
I will take an intimidation and skill test from you. Oh, yeah, perfect
That
timing.
was great.
Nicely done.
Rah!
That is truly delightful.
I love that.
Beat it by 5.
Beat it by 5.
Sorry, Mark's trying to work one out in the bathroom. We can just hear him from here. I apologize.
Wow. Thin walls.
Thin walls.
It's fine.
It's like the
Well,
train.
you can unhook the car. We're okay with that. Please unhook the car. We'll go away.
Well met.
Wow, no fighting you, huh?
Good choice.
Well, I'm disappointed.
No, we got plenty of fighting us, just not much dying left in us.
Still, very disappointed.
And some good folksy wisdom at that. I like it. Let's go.
As I walk out, I'm reloading.
You clear the train car and disconnect it, leaving them behind. And then we're going to take a short break, and we'll be right back. with
It
you
is
guys.
time. See you in 5.
While we're taking that break, if one of our mods would run the poll of who their favorite's been so far as playing the avatar that they put in. Who do you think has been the most convincing at playing that role? You guys vote, and you decide when you get back. They're going to get an added bonus. We'll see you in 5
That's
minutes.
a part of this
Say
now?
what?
What?
That seems like too much pressure.
I know. I didn't
Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for joining us here. I got the results of our poll, and Luke was the winner of that poll.
Yeah,
Congratulations, Luke.
Luke!
So at any point during today's stream, you may give anyone, including yourself, a bonus of 2 or a penalty of 2 to any dice roll they make.
Woo!
At any point. You name the time.
Done and done.
And we're going to cut to Christian for a moment to give us a quick recap.
For those of you who are just joining us, you are watching Masters of the Metaverse on Zombie Orpheus Entertainment, a show about superheroes from our world saving the multiverse. In today's episode, our heroes have jumped into the bodies of anthropomorphic dinosaur cowboys and are attempting to steal a train.
And let's get back to it.
Yeah, no, that's it.
That is in it. I couldn't have said it better.
Yeah.
I really couldn't. Moving forward to the next train car. This one is full of dinosaurs in chains and collars, locked to the floors and to the walls, with bars along the sides making a small path, the only thing able to get through in the middle.
Any guards?
Not a single other dinosaur in here that is not locked in chains and locked behind bars.
James, even though I'm a dinosaur, I have thievery. Do I have a thief's tools?
Yes, but it will take several minutes for each individual lock.
Ah, okay.
Well, actually, if you don't mind.
Yeah, go for it.
Not that these poor prisoners could do much of anything on this train.
You want to use a waffle ability?
Oh, he's using a waffle ability.
But it's a waffle ability for my bonded avatar.
Ah,
So it's kind of 2 little things at once.
I want to hear this.
I'm going to go to the back of the caboose, wherever, away from the rest of the party, and address the dinosaurs as I'm walking down, looking, bigger and stronger than I am as I go, kind of puffing myself up, and be like, my brothers, too long on this train have you endured bondage. And so, I, Zeus, am here to break you of those bonds. Shazam!
Yeah.
Lightning shoots in. All of their collars are going to explode.
A waffle ability is used. You have freed these dinosaurs from their locked chains, but they are still trapped aboard this train car and not in the best of health or condition.
But their supplies.
Aha! And for my second trick, falafel!
Falafels for everyone.
Yes, I summon falafels.
This improves their spirits, but they are nonetheless not so enthused about doing anything besides hiding in this particular train car until things are safe.
That is fine.
I enjoy that you as Zeus did falafel, but also that you as the vegetarian dinosaur also did falafel. It's like a double, and I appreciate that.
You know, I hear you can go omni if you really work hard.
You know, I actually
I can never go
invented
keto.
locks, but fine.
Call back.
Hey, y'all, just so you know, we're about to unhitch this car. So you're just going to be here in the middle of nowhere. Nobody's going to be able to kind of put
Wait,
you
I
back
thought we
in
were
chain.
keeping
No,
it.
we're keeping them.
this
We're
one.
gonna keep all this car because
To-
it's got supplies and people.
No, and that's fine.
Oh, we're gonna derail the train.
Tell them,
Oh.
just so that they're sure they're safe.
Oh, I
Trying
see.
to calm 'em
I
down.
see what you're doing.
I'm trying to
Okay.
make them feel good. That's a good idea.
Once we'll keep them with us. Just be with me.
It should be of note that every collar and chain holding a slave on board the entirety of these trains was Shazammed, not just this car.
Oh.
You know what?
That's interesting.
Well done. Well done, man.
Wondering about all the
That's good
dinosaurs.
stuff.
Dinosaurs.
Moving forward through this car, you make your way through no less than 12 consecutive cars filled with newly liberated dinosaurs who are enjoying falafel.
Falafel, yeah.
And they're still not not in the best of spirits, but their spirits are improving and their health is improving from these lovely falafels, and they are now free, but still on board and moving train.
Can I give them a little song? You know, as we move through to help them with their spirits of the bardic nature. That's what bards do.
Yes, you can. Can I take a persuasion skill roll from you, please?
Yeah, of
I mean, unless
course.
you got a song ready to go.
Unless I would love to hear a
Sure.
song if you have one ready to go. I truly would.
Oh, dinosaurs on the train. You relax now. You are safe now. Everybody. Oh,
Dinosaurs on the train. You relax now. You are safe now.
And then I imagine it's all echoing behind us as we move.
It is and continues to go.
Oh, we still doing that? Not doing that anymore.
You will relax now.
Also, I beat it by 11.
You're safe now.
That's what it actually sounds like. We all did a very nice version, but
You were so right. You're so right about that. Also, I beat the roll by 11. I don't know.
That is a big deal. You
You're
make
still
your way
doing it.
through countless of these cars filled with now singing, falafel-eating dinosaurs. It should be noted, the majority of these
Pronounced
are vegetarian
dinosaurs.
dinosaurs, herbivores.
All right.
There are very few carnivorous dinosaurs among the slaves.
Well, we'll
But
try
there
to throw
are
them a
some.
bone.
Wait,
Stealing my dad joke, Thunder.
Lizard.
so most of them are not carnivores.
Dinosaur
But there are
means
some.
thunder
Very
lizard. Yeah.
Individuals like yourselves are most often part of the Carnotaur Empire as
Sure.
opposed to fighting with the Alliance. They sort of have a superiority issue going on.
What are you talking about?
Exactly. And it is not long till you've made your way well past 2/3 of the train cars, many of them filled with supplies as well. With seemingly no resistance, as though the few guards on this train that are left have fallen back and are maybe fortifying a position ahead of you. I mean, no way they would ever do something like that.
No, no way at all.
I am going to be taking aim at every unit we're approaching moving forward.
are we about to get to a car that we're pretty sure is not full of prisoners?
Well, you're approaching every train car since you passed through the prisoners, as though they will be full of guards. And so far, it has been boxes and barrels.
Okay, I would like to add, so now that I'm over here, since we've heard some of these guys talking, I would like to use my voice mimicry before each door to let them know who we are. Like,
Who is it? It's a dinosaur.
Certainly a personable one.
I love it. We are your friends. Notice I have the voice of your friends and not the people who aren't your friends.
yeah, we come through. We're from car, whatever number it was, 39,
Yeah.
whatever they were in.
Our 39.
Oh yeah, you know them 39 boys.
39.
Just want you to know, we're gonna open the door, but don't shoot. I sound like the guy. It's voice mimicry. It sounds like the guy.
It's me.
Through 3 different cars.
I love somebody's. Look at me, I'm just
Yes,
For 3 consecutive cars, you approach each one as though there will be guards on the
Yeah.
other side. Do the voice mimicry and open it up, ready for boxes and barrels.
I'm
and
fine.
crates
Let's just
and
keep going.
boxes
It's
and
a
barrels and crates.
It's me, Phil.
your buddy, Phil.
I know we look weird.
We had
and
lunch
stupid.
yesterday.
Until one you fling open and a hail of bullets answers your voice mimicry call.
Oh,
Aw.
On the far side of it, there are more of these theropods that you have seen before with rifles. None of them opening fire, but a much larger megalosaur in the middle of them, who has a Gatling gun strapped up to his chest that he immediately opens fire with as the door opens.
What?
He's rather unconcerned for his fellow theropods.
I'm sorry, you just created a dinosaur with a Gatling gun attached to his chest.
I absolutely did. Well, he's got short arms, so it has to be attached to his chest.
Look, at least it wasn't played by Rutger.
It looks like a little, egg beater.
Yeah, he's got little arms. If they didn't he couldn't even pick it up off the ground if somebody didn't put it on his chest for him.
Oh my god.
He has at least one friend.
Dinosaur Richard Gatling is a thing.
It is now.
It is a thing.
It is
So
now.
we're going to start a new initiative, and while you're rolling these dice, you might want to pray to your dice lords or whoever, because this is going to be a rule of cool round.
Oh. So,
Nice
okay.
job.
God bless it.
So, check me on this. Since I'm not full avatar, I can use the initiative of my pilot,
Either
yes?
or of your choice, my friend.
27.
27. Wow. All right.
Oh, we can use both. Okay, in that case, I'm 19.
Same as me.
No.
We can use both.
Either or, one or the other. You don't add them together. So choose one initiative bonus to use.
Ooh, cool.
27.
27. Wow.
Yeah, 27. Yeah.
30.
Really cute.
All right. Wyatt and Aqua, you guys are tied, so you just roll off quick between each other or decide between each other.
Oh.
Keeping in mind who goes first, we're going to be declaring the rule of cool, so you're going to be picking.
And lay out the scene for us again real quick.
The door is opened in this 75-foot long train car. There are 24 waiting theropods with rifles and a megalosaur with a Gatling gun strapped to his chest.
Great. How far are we from the front?
You are on one end from the trunk of the entire train.
Yeah.
Probably 3 more cars.
Okay.
So we're close.
Good to know.
I got a 12.
I did not. You get to go first.
Is that what that means?
So I have to change you to a
You get to go
28.
second in this case, because
Yeah, for rules.
So, Rosie,
Yeah,
I'm going
works
to need to hear
reverse.
from you first what you would do in this rule of cool.
Oh, okay. Well, so rule of cool, we just do whatever we want. Short notice, I go first. Okay.
Yes.
you need to do system checks and meltdown. All sorts of
I
crazy
know.
shit going on.
Okay.
But so here's the thing:
it's
is we're
happening.
doing all that. No, sorry, I was just trying.
You were trying to be so nice, I know. But we have 3 more. Okay. What I would like to do is I see the dinosaur. I see him with his tiny arms, with his Gatling gun, and I think his arms should just be smaller. So I would like his arms to just start shrinking into his body so that he can no longer use the Gatling gun.
And how do you intend to accomplish that?
Well, I would either use mischief, god magic, or sorcery. They're all the same number, so
So you want to magic his arms?
I want to magic his arms just so that they're just even small, just
I
little.
can't even reach it.
I just wanted to make sure you had the proper skill for it and it wasn't something that was out of reach.
Rule of cool.
Okay, so then,
That's
Because the
okay.
short.
woo! You know what? No, it's a rule of cool. I want all of their arms. I want every dinosaur in there. All of their arms and legs to just go real small, and so that they can't use their weapons.
Oh my god, I love it. I love that stuff.
Beautiful thing. Beautiful
Yes.
thing.
Just real. I'm sorry. Yeah. So that's. I'm gonna do that. That's what I'm gonna do for my rule of cool. All of their arms are gonna get. All their limbs are
Funny.
just gonna shrink in.
Oh boy.
I won't be able to play poker with me then.
Marlin!
You're doing it.
That's a thing. Wyatt, if you could do anything right now in this moment, what would yours action
I love
be?
that so much.
So I would like to use my boosted, and essentially I would like to use Amon Ra's big AOE sunburn nonsense, but I want that specifically targeted through the gun. I want that through the shark. So I'm essentially going to try and spray the room.
You're going to turn your sharps rifle into a laser.
Correct, sir. A sun laser.
well.
That's so cool.
Single
Yeah.
shots.
On everyone.
Single shots on each. This is not like it just becomes a laser projector. No, no, no.
Yeah.
This is still
Because then
big.
it would be a lightsaber.
Yeah, and that's nonsense. That's not Big Al. Just saying.
I get you. Aquamarine, if you could do anything in this moment, what would it be?
Oh man, I really love the tiny hand thing. Okay. Well, my idea was that I was gonna persuade them all to play a round of poker with me, and if I win, well, this whole train is mine, and then we can derail it just easy and cool, like a big fun game of poker. That's my really cool.
Challenge everyone in the room pointing a gun at you to a game of poker.
Yep. Sit down and play.
Only you can get away with this.
Sit down and play with me. I say.
What's the game?
It's
Five
quick
cards,
dinosaur
stud.
fun. I don't know, chat.
Thank you.
Chat,
Sounds
what's
like
the
you
game?
dealt him a bad hand.
Oh yeah, but they have that.
Such a joker.
Come on, chat. Generate some dinosaur poker.
Oh, dinosaur.
I guess that leaves it to you, sir.
even-
All right. Well, I am. I like to end things fast, but I've been hemming and hawing about this for a minute. So instead of doing that, I'm going to spend my meta point.
Okay, meta point spent.
There-
Not this one in the store,
The
but the one
free
you got
one.
freebie held.
Yep, I'm
because
going to
they
spend my
could-
freebie meta point
All right.
to go full pilot.
All right.
See, pilot.
5-card claw.
It'd be good. That's what we're playing.
I'm going full pilot, and I'm going to basically try and give my friends cover again, run into the middle of the room backwards. I'm going to lightning lash our big Carnosaur friend with the
Nice.
Gatling gun.
Okay.
I'm going to activate Hacksaw. I'm going to yank on that lightning lash so he becomes a veritable tornado of bullet fire to take out all of the buddies. And so making him into a lightning top, which I'm going to spin around and kill everyone with.
Then we're playing.
I mean, technically, except him.
That's okay. His hands are gonna get real small.
Right. So he can only hold it in that one direction. But he's gonna be spinning real fast.
Wow.
So
All right, the poll's
lightning,
open.
lightning lash.
That's just impressive.
Yeah.
That's very
All of you. I'm
five cards.
Now we won't even have to ask how they went extinct because it'll be obvious. Bullets.
Boom.
Boom.
It was bullets.
Yes, for the train. Oh, that's very long-winded.
Yes, this is Carl's segment. Speaking on the extinction of the dinosaurs.
Dinosaur.
I love you, Carl. Say
Some
it.
people think it was due to cataclysmic natural event. Changing
Oh, like
climate.
sudden diarrhea.
Certainly a
On the Gulf
possibility.
of Mexico.
But it turns out it was bullets.
Bullets.
It reminds me of the Far
Lots
Side
of
cartoon.
bullets.
The real reason dinosaurs went extinct, and they're all just sitting around smoking.
I just recently.
Man, Dino IBS would be like the worst for some dinos.
Yeah.
That would
No,
be
having
so
seen
bad.
Jurassic Park, I think
Like-
I can definitely.
That would be.
Remember when Admiral Holdo found that giant pile of
Yeah.
poop and just reached
Yes,
in there?
Yeah.
Right in, just right in.
Very.
That's
very
how I knew that
interesting.
starship trick would work.
All right, let's do this. Winner,
No.
Aqua.
Oh,
No.
play poker for
She's put her hand in a pile of shit. I guarantee you this gambit's gonna work.
There's gotta be a. There's
right,
gotta be a way to get those
All
tag
right, that
guns.
means that everyone else still has to try at their horrible penalties. So we are going to start, of course, following initiative order in this one. So Crash, you're going to be going first.
Yep,
with
and
your
I already
attempt to
burned. I
lightning.
already burned my buff on it. So let's make it happen, man.
I
Luckily,
believe in you. There is a clarity.
I have tiny dice already.
Oh,
for
okay.
this. I
He's
went
already
full
rolling the
avatar.
best dice he
gotcha.
can. Even penalized, he actually has a decent chance.
Shall
of
we
pulling
call this?
off.
Shall we call this power usage?
I think power use is a good one to
Since
roll
I'm
against.
lashing him with a big thing of
Lightning lash, yeah, that's going under power use.
But I'm holding until the end of the poker game.
Smart.
Yeah, I think we have to let the poker. We have
I
to know
didn't
how the
win this.
poker game ends.
I didn't
My
win
hope
this.
is that as the poker game is being played out and they're holding their cards, slowly they realize that they have their arms are retracting into their bodies and their cards fall to the floor. All right, let's play this
That
game.
is going to be to you. Yes, the poker game commences. The fastest poker game in the history.
Five
of
card
poker.
claw. I liked that.
I believe you have a skill relative to playing poker on your sheet over
I
there.
certainly do.
You do.
Gambling here.
So why don't you go ahead and make a skill test, but keep in mind, this is an automatic critical success skill test. We're just going to see if it's even more of a skill test than that. You can't fail this one,
You
Okay,
win
well, I
poker.
didn't.
You definitely didn't.
I didn't fail.
but you could make it even more successful. So how much of a margin of success do we have over there?
I beat it by 3.
13 then.
Yeah.
Yeah, you beat it by 13.
Oh, yes.
Because you get an automatic bonus
I
of
beat
10.
it by 13.
You, hands
making
down,
fun of them.
had the best.
Oh,
I had to.
No.
y'all don't know how to play five
Hands
card
down,
claw.
have them beat on that. As every card is dealt out, and you end up with a lovely royal flush right out the gates. There's no way you possibly cheated. Yes, you cheated.
I'm not cheating. What are you talking about?
This is my train.
Saying this is my train now. Oh, cheat.
And almost every one of them
Wow, Jill doesn't
folds
cheat.
before it even gets to showing their cards. And while they're showing their cards, let's see if those arms shrink.
Okay,
Yes,
all right.
Yes.
All right, it's all the same number. +5. That means I beat it by 5.
Yay!
So,
No, guys, sorry, it's this.
yeah. And they actually have no choices. It's getting to their end. Their hand of cards just falls out. because
That's
they're
right.
not able to hold on to them.
Can't even hold your card.
Baby arms!
And then all of those shooting tests coming from you, sir.
So they've already been beaten, and I've seen their arms shrink.
Their arms are shrinking. They're losing at poker.
Yeah, they were killed in
But
poker.
the shooting will commence.
Arm shrunk.
Because, the rule of cool is very specific that you must attempt the action.
Yep.
True.
May I then attempt to miss?
Well, you have a -5, so you have a good shot of missing.
Yep.
Because
I'm-
why do we need to kill them?
Because they're dino Nazis.
Well, where'd you get Nazis from? Just because they're bad? Not all bad guys are Nazis. I don't think we should label like all evil with Nazi.
Wow.
That's just too bad.
Just saying, this went somewhere.
Just bad ones.
Their confidence
If
is shattered.
it makes you feel any better, because you are shooting at 13 total targets, you're actually making your shooting test a -31.
That's true, instead of a normal -26.
Right, that's fair. So I'll go ahead and just take it as is. That missed. That one did.
You're just looking for 2 ones.
No.
No. No.
What have we got on camera? Oh, that's close. 7.
Now you can't laugh.
No. Oh, 2 4s. No.
That one summed 11.
How many is that?
Yeah, how many did we do?
Yeah.
There's a 2.
Yep.
That's it. So
That
it
should be
didn't
13.
happen.
All right.
Instead, there's a lot of daylight coming into the car.
Good thing
There
it's
is
my
a
train
lot
now.
of daylight coming here, but those laser blasts, go right through the steel. But there isn't actually daylight because you're still in a tunnel.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Well, prairie shit.
But there's a lot more air and wind coming in, and it smells a little better in here.
Okay.
I mean, that's an improvement, right?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
Poker game's over.
The poker game is over. You lightning lash happening there?
Yeah.
Okay, let's see that in action.
Down! I'm still facing backwards
Bump
to him, so.
down.
Yeah.
Looks like this is my train.
Let's see, that's 7 plus 5 would be 12, so I beat it by 6.
Not only do they lose their arms, I mean, I've heard about losing your shirt at a game of poker, but losing your arms, that's something else.
They all take whatever the Gatling gun damage is as well.
They all are repeatedly shot
Thank
by
you,
their
Hexor.
own allied Gatling gun. Yep, that's that sound. And there's a lovely smell from the burnt cordite from the shells mixed with the ozone smell from the laser. And the smell of victory coming from Wild Jill and winning the poker game.
Guess it wasn't lying about the train, huh?
I would like to take my second action.
All right. What is your second action going to be?
I want to grab that Gatling gun and punch that old Carnosaur in the face
All right.
with my fist.
With your fist.
I don't need to hit.
Deserves it.
I don't need to teabag him. He'll be fine.
Well, at the moment,
With the tail.
he's rather shocked, and not just because he lost a poker.
Right. He also just kind of accidentally spun around. He's super dizzy, and he just killed all his friends. I can see how he's having a bad day.
His arms are even small.
I know.
Tiny.
That's why I'm not going to have to fight him to take the Gatling
Right,
gun
yeah.
so much. His arms are only this
I mean,
long.
I don't think he can reach it at this point.
He's
like,
just hands now.
The Gatling gun is strapped to him, Green Paradox. Like,
Yeah.
Strapped to him. Otherwise, he couldn't pick it up off the ground. Somebody had to put it on for him.
But I'm sure if I hit him hard enough, the strap will break.
Yeah.
I hit him good. Does he have a better than a 6?
No, he does not. And what's the unarmed damage that you do in full pilot over there?
50.
Yeah. There's a definite fractured skull, probably some swelling of the brain, and immediate death is the effect of that.
Damn.
Are we hungry dinosaurs?
Well, you're always hungry.
Well, I mean, I'd have to fight.
I want to eat them.
I
I want to start eating.
And I head back to the door, getting ready for the next car.
All right. Wow, that was over even before it had a chance to begin.
It is, well, you roll a cool then.
Well, that's kind of the idea.
Yeah.
That's what we do.
So we just need to tell the next car that this is
Which
my
means that
train.
nothing can possibly go wrong in the next car. It's not like all of our down buffs are about to hit us all at once.
Oh
Nope,
no!
certainly
Who would
not.
ever do anything of the sort like that?
Not jams.
I would never be mean like. Yeah, I can't even finish that
No, you
sentence.
can't. You can't even do it.
Okay. You do have a few more cars ahead. The next two are fully loaded with coal and are just walkways that go around the outside. There's no
Okay.
interior. It is nice to be right next to the inside of the cavern walls of the tunnel as you're going through. And you can, on those, once you get on those out points, moving your way forward, see ahead there's light. You're reaching the end of the tunnel.
Ooh,
You
we gotta
need
get
to
to that
take
car.
control of that engineer's car.
And that's where we're at. So you said 2, right? And there were only 3?
Yes, which you reach the engineer's car, and there is very much a dinosaur waiting for you there.
Just one?
It is a one-eyed Gorgosaurus whose jaw has been replaced with a steel one mounted to his head.
That is sweet!
Whoa. Dinosaur experimentation!
Now, before we roll initiative and get into it, we are for this combat going to be having a meta meltdown. So you're going to be passing avatars around as we do it.
Alright.
So let's see who ends up with who. Arthur, I want your avatar to go to the far end of the table. Pass that to Rosie for this fight.
Alright.
Hey, fun.
I will.
Rosie, I want you to pass yours to Aquamarine. She'll be running
Now
you
I'm
for
the
it.
Permit.
We're going to be putting Wild Jill over here for Crash.
Oh, good.
It's your train now.
Looks like somebody might end up swapping again because I'm rolling for mine over there, so don't be too set in your ways.
That's why you want to think about stuff.
Oh, you're reading the
read your
sheet now.
character sheet.
It's on my character sheet.
God.
Oh, and now you've gotten a chance to read it. I want you to swap with Wyatt.
God bless
Sorry.
You know I hate playing
So
characters
these of
that
you
think
gonna
about
be
anything
for
for a length
combat?
of time.
And let's take initiative using your new lovely avatars.
New initiative?
We're on a brand
Oh,
new
it's a brand
fight
new fight,
because the
okay.
rule of cool kind of ended that last one before I
Yeah.
could shoot you all repeatedly with my Gatling gun
That's fine,
dinosaur.
isn't it?
That would have been so cool, though.
James, I have 12 for initiative.
12. 12 for Rosie.
I'm 25.
Yeah, you're full pilot, so it's not really affecting you a tremendous amount over there,
Nope.
Mr. Jackson. All
Although if I
right.
decide to use
21.
another initiative, I would
Pardon,
be 26.
21
So,
19.
and 19.
You're
And
fat.
I love the Grimjaw Jaggerjack. That's a good one. I like it. That beats any of the names I came up with
yeah.
him.
So
And I am
his
going to
name
get a
is,
26.
Oh!
Damn.
The new dice did not fail me this time.
No.
Double 11s there with my initiative bonus added in. Now, of the 4 of you, he's going to regard the rival Allosaurus as the biggest threat. So,
Even
whoever's
though-
Big Al Bigsley
Oh.
The
is going to be the one.
Ankylosaurus has the Gatling gun currently, though, so that's something.
That is definitely something scary, but he's got a thing about those traitorous theropods on the other team, particularly other large carnivores like himself.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna take a bite out of you if possible. And I succeed, with his iron lower jaw. I succeed on that fighting check by 8. So unless 8 is your dodge bonus, you just get
No,
crit.
8 is not the dodge of a big slow dinosaur.
So that is gonna be a 50 damage bite.
God, I'm using your Patreon. Sorry.
No, that's fine.
You don't get to use
Big
his
Al ain't
Patreon.
Oh, okay.
You can only use yours.
You'll be using yours first, not his.
Oh, I can use mine then.
Yep.
Yours is attached to your
You said it was
avatar.
50.
50 total damage from the
Well,
bite.
that's why I thought because it was attached to the avatar that I would go through.
No, it's supposed to be attached to the pilot.
Oh, I got you.
And for all intents and purposes, you are grappled at this point by the iron jaw. It is locked upon you.
Oh,
Yikes.
you give me your dinosaur and I get it injured.
You know, Big Al ain't no stranger to me.
Indeed. Yay.
Crash. Crash piloting Wild Jill in this moment. What is your action?
If you will.
I challenge the giant metal-mouthed dinosaur. I say, I challenge you to a game of pickup sticks to let go of my friend. I'm the greatest pickup sticks player of all time, and I will win you hands down. I just got a whole train because I beat a whole car full of dinos at poker. You ain't got shit on me. Pickup sticks now. And I throw a bunch of pickup sticks on the ground.
She's got him.
I love it. I love it.
I will take intimidation from you on that one.
All right, let's see if it works. Perhaps I can be intimidating.
Well, you were just bragging about your gaming prowess.
It's really good. My gambling is 16, except I'm full pilot, so I don't actually have it. I was just trying to play the part.
Well, you can roll off of the crash sheet using persuasion if you have it.
Yes, crash and persuasion go together like oil and water. No,
So roll against your soul score.
done and done.
You can't have
Oh.
anything to use. There's a moment of clarity.
I'm using all my good ones.
Right, but you
He's
can't.
already on 8s.
But you can't use the skill from the other
Not when I'm all the way here. I can't. Can't even touch it.
That's
That's the only thing that means.
That's all right. That's all right.
I don't
It's a
have
gamble.
I don't have
You
gambling.
can't use that.
Yep,
Yep.
that one's out of reach for him at the moment.
Oh, right.
But what I do have is power use and one more use of my waffle ability for the day.
Oh, you could use that.
Yeah.
You, of course, could use your waffle ability to access anyone else who might have had a persuasion or intimidation score that you used up throughout your career as an avatar as well.
Right. I think I figured out how to do this.
Tell us how it's done.
Persuasion. Like once I realize that the sticks aren't going to be doing anything, I do what any good god would do in this situation, and I turn into a delicious-looking swan. And I'm going to use Zeus's seduction check on this dinosaur.
You are dropped
This is very
from its
meta.
mouth, and
A swan is about to seduce a dinosaur.
he is
I'll beat it by
100% distracted and fixated on eating the swan.
Hey, big boy. Honk.
I think she looked good.
Ah.
And here I thought that move wasn't going to fly.
Ha!
James.
But
Oh.
we have a 21 next with Aquamarine to act next in the Avatar. Correct.
Peretta. Okay, I had it in my head. What I was
I
gonna do.
also pulled an aquamarine just there.
You did
Using
use
her
it.
avatar.
I love
So,
that. Yeah.
good to have you back.
Okay. I, as Peretta, I'm going to use my stealth skills
Okay.
to, as he's distracted by the beautiful, tasty swan,
Mm-hmm.
I will use my Archaeopteryx face to stab his eyes.
Kiss him. No. It's like,
Like he didn't know it was coming, and then
Well, I
Archaeopteryx
believe that is in the list of attacks that you can do towards the top there, is it not?
jump claw.
The jump claw.
Oh, target blinded. Yes.
So give me a
Yes.
fighting test over
Jump
there.
claw. A secret jump claw.
Yeah, go for the eyes is kind of the thing.
It's perfect that he's distracted.
Very much so. Distracted means he loses his dodge bonus, so you just need to succeed.
Do I just use my? Am I rolling against my?
You're going to
attack?
be rolling on 10s at the moment.
Yes. Right. I got a 6. But I mean, am I using my
You're going to
attack?
use, yep, that one's fighting score.
Perfect. Well, then I beat it by 6.
Beat it by 6 is more than enough, especially with no active dodge score. In addition to being distracted, he is now blind for a round.
Oh, just 4. Right.
You are next, Wyatt.
Well,
damn it, why?
I suppose best thing for at this point would be to close upon him with impunity, given his optical deficiencies.
No.
And I would then discharge both barrels worth of that shotgun.
Give me a shooting test, please, sir.
Well, that didn't quite hit it, but I will take that +2.
All that you've been hanging on to, that'll make it a success.
Nice.
Go ahead and hit him with both barrels.
And what's the damage on both barrels with that shotgun?
Well, for 2, and this needs to be close range, because well, I mean, we've got something in common when it comes to seeing. That'll be 80.
You turn a lot of the chest of this exceptionally large engineered dinosaur into a grotesque mix of scales and hamburger-looking meat.
Oh.
But still,
Yum.
it lives.
Well, I'd like to turn away, if I can.
Turn your back
Disturbing
on.
Yeah, it's a little icky looking, and you know.
I understand.
Yeah.
Rosie,
I
I'm
want to look at it.
gonna end with you.
Well, I'm not too happy about the bite. But
You are no longer grappled, however, because of the
Right.
swan.
But there
Nicely
is
swung.
one more thing I could do. I'm gonna use one of my attacks to aim, and second attack I'm gonna go for the third eye.
Ooh.
And what does aim let you do?
I get +2 to if my shooting skill of an attack is used to aim before firing.
All right, so give me a shooting test with a +2 bonus.
It was
He has
crit.
no dodge and is blinded.
Yes. So I beat it by 9. No, I beat it by 11 because it's +2.
That makes it a critical,
Yep.
and you put a hole, creating a third eye where none existed before. And down,
You may have still missed the brain given the species.
Oh.
yeah, it is kind of the size of a walnut. And
Well-
down he goes in a
Nope.
bloody heap. Now you were going to be stuck with him for the whole combat, but you managed to end the combat in a round,
Okay.
so you can swap him
Here's
back.
the character fact.
Guess you lost pickup sticks.
However, you know, as a side effect of that meta meltdown, it's gonna cause a system shock. Thank you, chat. You guys are great. You really are.
We just love it.
We love
We're
it.
gonna put you exactly in the middle, Rosie.
Okay. There's only one meta point for us all to fight over, too.
You're gonna go full avatar there, Wyatt.
Right.
Cream joke, Jagger Jack.
Well,
You're gonna be full pilot Aquamarine.
Ooh.
Oh, okay. Here we go. Dinosaurs.
And you end up cycling all the way back around to exactly where you are. You
All
somehow
right.
managed to not move at all.
That's how it goes sometimes.
Well, that's how random dice rolls work. You now have seized control of the engineer car. As the tunnel exits the train, it is less than a mile to where the switch is.
So we just wait till it gets to the switch and we go, whoop.
That would require somebody, jump out, run up there faster than a train and pull the switch.
No.
If that's your way of doing it.
No,
But can you do it on the
it's
train
a flat.
itself?
It's flat ground, right?
Oh yeah.
All right, I can see with some help.
I'm
It's
happy to
possible.
help you see whatever you need.
There are a variety of ways to throw the switch. I mean, it is a manual switch normally.
Now, may I ask, which way is the switch?
It's currently set to put it on the course that this train set out to go. The switch needs to be moved in order to divert
How
it.
far ahead can we see? I guess of the train.
My
At
question.
this point in the mountains, you actually can see probably about 300 to 500 meters at any given moment. Quite a ways.
My question is, which way is the switch currently thrown? Is it leaning towards us?
It's towards
or
you.
against us?
Take that.
We have a team up too if you guys want it.
Oh, you're gonna need it.
Oh, we're gonna need that for later.
Fast as an Archaeopteryx fly.
Speed's written down there.
Not fast enough.
30 miles an hour. The train's going 45.
45 to 55.
Yeah, so.
Take the shot.
I'll take a shot. I think this will help.
And you're shooting off in the darkness.
Now, if you stabilize yourself, you gain the benefit of your aim ability even outside of combat. However, because it is a small target and you're opening fire at such a range, it has a dodge bonus of 8.
Arthur, would you mind getting my feet just to make sure I stay as steady as possible?
Absolutely. I'm good for absorbing shell shock.
You can use athletics or shooting to assist him with this shot.
I'm going to use athletics since I'm attempting a balance maneuver. And I rolled a 6. So, steady as a rock, baby.
All right, you get a bonus of 2 from the assist.
Then that means I rolled a 5, which means I beat it by 11.
What?
Even with an 8-point dodge bonus, the shot,
Oh.
500 meters away, throws the switch.
Alright!
And the course is diverted.
That just makes my heart sing.
Thank you kindly, Arthur. I'm very much obliged.
That was really great.
That was
job.
good.
Thank you. I'm glad that you did that.
Moving into a lower canyon, the tracks here are a lot older and have had much disuse. It is not a route they have put to use in some time. In fact, the Glory Mine has been closed for more than a decade. Probably one of the reasons why Trent chose it as a place to drop off passengers at. However, it is not long moving along through these canyons, little over an hour later, for in the distance behind you, you can see swooping in very rapidly a steel flying machine of some sort.
Well, now we're talking.
And it is going very, very fast. Faster than anything you've ever seen fly. There's just no way anything can travel that fast. It is covering the ground. It's just a speck in the distance, growing larger. So very quickly.
Okay.
And at probably more than 2,000 meters away, it lets loose a blast of energy from the front of it, which hits the rear train car and completely obliterates it.
Nothing in that one.
Whoa!
Closing further, it seems to get within 1,000 meters, and then fires again,
Force field?
taking out once more another train car.
Can I use magic?
And some more of our friends.
Absolutely, you could attempt magic.
Okay.
But let's do some initiative now.
Okay.
If you're going to get into combat, I want to see some initiative.
I don't know.
Do we recognize the ship?
It is entirely too high tech for this place.
Looks like a
never
spaceship
seen
It
though.
looks like
Yeah.
a spaceship.
But I guess I just mean it's like.
I mean, it's about 8 meters wide, 14
Yeah,
meters
we've been
long.
on a few spaceships in our time. We're the masters of the damn metaverse.
Oh,
Yeah, it's moving faster than a fighter jet from your world.
Just saying.
that's an
But
amazing.
we've never seen him before. Like
Not like
we've
this
never
thing,
seen
no.
this thing before. Okay.
Never anything like this. I mean, it's like something out of a science fiction movie. I mean, it must be going like Mach 5.
I had 21.
21.
Are we doing initiative?
If you are going to act, Rosie is choosing to engage at a 1,000-meter range and wants to use magic.
I just want to force on the train to save the dinosaurs.
It's quite smart.
Well, the next car is full of dinosaurs.
I know.
I'm not acting this turn.
Not
It's
acting
too
in
far.
this round, too far. But for moving you into the count, what will you be at when we get you there?
At 23.
You will be at 23. Okay.
16.
16.
24.
24. And our invaders are at a whopping 12. Everyone will have a chance to act before it opens fire on the rear car full of dinosaurs that you have liberated. We're going to start with Wyatt.
What's the distance at this point?
It's at 1,000 meters and closing. Very fast.
Okay. I will wait until it hits 900.
All right. That will put you on Crash's initiative, which would be next.
I'm holding.
Who is holding? So
Um,
then to you.
I will go ahead and reuse Remnant of the Past.
Waffle ability used.
Waffle ability again. Amun Ra's
Firing a laser. Wise decision.
sun laser at this. At
That
this,
Sharp's rifle probably not going to do a whole lot to a spaceship.
Yep.
Yeah, no kidding.
Somebody planned ahead.
I beat that by 11.
That is a critical success, even at that extreme range with your ability to ignore 2 points of range penalty with trick shooting. And it was a wise decision as some sort of energy field surrounds it, and that laser burns entirely through that energy field, leaving the steel underneath exposed, but the laser does not penetrate the hull of the vessel.
Rosie,
Yeah.
hit me with some lightning.
Second attack, same thing.
Roll again, sir.
Beat it by 7.
Yeah.
9. Excuse me.
Beat it by 9. Your second shot hits and burns a hole in the front of the vessel, but it still continues on. I heard something whispered between
We're
the
gonna,
two
yeah,
of
but
you.
she goes first.
Actually, no, it's Rosie's higher. initiative,
Right,
not
but we're gonna
You're
do
in
a
a
team
hole?
up, so we're holding.
Okay. Lady Aquamarine,
I probably will hold 2.
Wanna
I'm
hold?
going to do. But I have a quick question.
Shoot.
The avatar that I was in, where I could manipulate people,
oh
was
yes.
that a touch only?
It was concentration, not touch, but you would want to be a little closer for that one.
Okay, I'll hold till it's close enough that I can mess with it with my
All
brain.
right. So we are going to have you holding to the end of the round. By the time it is that range, it will have been within striking range and will fire. So you're going to go absolutely last, but you
Ball
both
to
then
the
get
wall.
to do it.
I really don't know if they kill a thing of dinosaurs.
Well, they won't get another chance if we get this taken care of.
I will cut to the held next,
Okay.
and then they're going to open fire
Right.
on that.
Okay. That's
first
what I was.
main
I
car.
wasn't sure what order it was going to go in. Great. So we're gonna
Only because I
team
got a
up?
12. Very
Yeah.
bad for them. You will get the
We're
chance.
gonna use
to-
a team up.
Team up being used. Tell us all at home what
It's a
you're
Doyle
gonna
up.
Mm-hmm.
do. A Doyle up. I
Doyle
like
up.
that. The Doyle up.
The Doyle.
It's kind of like dial up, but better.
I'm gonna hit him just with some lightning.
Lightning.
I will use a boosted ability to get my lightning
Okay.
because
Okay.
otherwise I have no. I mean, I guess I could use sorcery, but I want this to be like light. We're gonna use some Hex Destiny magic, some like.
Okay. Full on
some
Hex
real,
Destiny lightning magic being used. And what does
Yeah.
your half of this team up entail?
Well, I'm absorbing said lightning and using a combination of Zeus's lightning absorbing power and Butch's kinetic energy power to punch that ship.
As in physically punch the ship.
I'm gonna physically punch that ship. I'm gonna be
Ship punching.
I'm gonna be behind that ship by the time it is done, because I'm going to fly
He's gonna
right through that
Captain
ship,
Marvel it.
Captain Marvel style.
Yes.
All right.
Doyle up.
I need a sorcery check from Rosie based on an 18 score from Hex Destiny.
Great.
I'm gonna punch it.
And you
Right
can
in
use
the
your
co-
power usage, or you may use Hex Destiny's
I'm
18 score of sorcery.
I'm specifically using, I'm going to attempt to a cold shot to punch it in the computer bank. No reason.
I'm gonna use the moment of clarity so I can roll 8s.
Bank punching. Love it. So both of you will be rolling against a skill score of 18 for this.
That would be a 10, so I beat it by 8.
And yourself for punching the computer bank.
Punch the bank!
The back.
Punch in the
Punch
bank.
it.
12 beat it by 6. But I don't know how much I absorbed first, so
Oh.
how much
What was
damage
your-
did you do with the lightning?
much-
You know what?
How much did you beat it
Actually, Pax made a really good point. I did beat it by 8, but I still have my buff, so let's make this critical so that I beat it by 13.
Oh, you beat it by
Thank you,
13.
chat, for the
You
nice.
absorb 200 points of electricity damage.
What's
Wow.
up?
200 points of electricity damage, which is going to make me hit by more than 6.
So that will critical your damage there. And so the bank punch will do how much then at that point?
You did 200 points of electricity damage.
He's got to do an equation real quick. Hang on.
Yep. Plus my normal 50.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, basically.
Carry
Yeah.
9.
Why don't we just fudge it and say 500?
You know, amazingly enough,
500.
the ship has 500 health left at the current moment because of Wyatt's shot. So you
Yeah,
do
wait,
go
check out
through
the
one
shield.
side of the ship and out the other, exploding the entirety of it. Parts flying everywhere, and the fleshy pink mammal inside that was very human is turned to paste by the impact.
Yeah, it
Pink
is.
mist. So that's called.
Yes, pink
That's
mist
fine.
in the memory.
But while I'm in there, I do see that it's human. So
That was very much a human, and he had a striking resemblance to your old friend Ronald Gabriel Zender. Like he could have been his brother.
Oh, creepy.
Does
Like
it look
not
like
that.
that on his home planet? It doesn't look like Zelda. Kind of.
and then about 10 seconds later, I'm gonna land. Hopefully near where the train is.
I'm gonna have you roll an athletics roll for that to see what happens on that way down.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to chase that train. That's
Uh-huh.
really all that comes. I'm gonna have to chase the train. But given all the strength I've currently got, I can push it the rest of the way, no problem.
My
Oh, wow.
train.
Yeah.
So you take off at a good clip. The train eventually reaches the glory mine. There's a few other rebels already waiting to help you unload. And you're about 2/3 to 3/4 of the way from offloading the remaining supplies and the formerly enslaved dinosaurs when, huffing and puffing, Arthur shows up.
I have very short legs.
Hell of a punch, though, sir.
You made it.
I do like it when you punch banks.
So do I.
In small groups, they begin dispersing down the mountainside, heading back to the jungle to avoid getting caught out in the open. A few waiting to make sure that they're all safe before they depart.
Except for the entire car of them that we got murdered already.
No, they didn't.
They got two
They
cars
got
of
the-
supplies,
Oh, okay.
They got.
but you managed to
Yeah.
save every single dinosaur.
Because we saved people!
That.
Yeah.
Wow. Yes.
In fact, before they disperse, you get a lot of that. Massive amounts of cheers and hollers and whoops of joy, slaps on the back. You are
Followed by screams because they're claws.
the dinosaur scream.
And in addition, though a lot of the supplies were destroyed, there is still a fair amount to distribute among them, and most importantly for those who are in the rebellion, guns.
Guns.
And by the time the
Which in
last...
this metaverse are a superpower.
Yeah.
Sort of. But by the time the last of them are dispersing, Trent arrives at the glory mine. Been here about 4 or 5 hours at this point. He is exhausted.
He's the guy that we talked to at the beginning.
Right.
Triceratops.
The rebellion is growing because of you. I knew with the liberators here that all would be well.
Right, so we're going to jack out to our own metaverse now.
The job's not done yet.
Nothing happened.
We still need help. You've seen these invaders now, haven't you? We heard that one of their ships was in the sky. You destroyed it.
There, she did most of it.
It was.
You've seen what we're up against. What hope can we do with our rifles and our claws against such great machines?
We're near. Are we
Well,
near?
I'm glad you asked.
Are we standing next to a building?
The mine is kind of decrepit. There's a couple like shacks that are left.
Could a sharp claw dig into the wall?
Absolutely.
So when he asked that question, I'm just gonna do like this, and I'm gonna draw the hexahope symbol because it means something to him.
Of course, you're here.
Right. You did that, so you can do this.
With your help. It's not done yet. There are many more of our comrades at arms have been taken already and held in labor camps and prisons.
Well, then you gotta start the right kind of war.
Right.
They have a special jail on an island where they keep the most dangerous of us. The ones that they don't put in labor camps, the ones that they execute instead or do whatever vile experiments these invaders do. And that's where I'm going to need your help next.
Not a problem.
We got it.
But
We're
before
here.
that, I'm going to write you a short paper on thermal camouflage when dealing with an airborne assailant.
And I'm going to teach you all a nice, hopeful song. So that when you're all in despair, you got something to sing.
One back.
Last meta point used.
So what do we know about these folks?
Anywhere the invaders show up, we lose, we die. We can't fight them. Against the Conatars, we can fight. We can shoot back. We've been able to take and burn strongholds and escape into the jungles. But with their flying machines, there's nothing we can do against those.
So,
Are
that's
your
your biggest
bullets
problem?
able? Are your bullets able to penetrate their shields?
We have not been successful yet. You are the first to take one of the flying machines from the sky.
Well,
None
Arthur.
before you have succeeded.
pick up the things that are left.
Arthur, you think we might
It's all
take a look
salvage.
at those and then take a look at the guns and see what we might be able to figure out?
Yeah. We'll be working on that before we head off for that prison.
Excellent. You will need quite the plan. I will get as many things together as I can, and then I will meet you at Duckbill Pond. And we will plan the next stage of our attack. Thank you.
Bill Pond.
Liberators.
Is that where the Diplodocus live?
Yes.
We really need to get out.
They are so tasty.
How could what?
Sorry,
Come on,
sorry,
man.
Sorry. Look, I'm.
Hey, Vegisaurus, right here. Don't be offensive.
I wouldn't eat you.
Oh, it's easy to say. You get hungry enough, though, you will chomp right in.
I cannot thank you enough for all that you've done.
Sure you can. We'll get to that.
You are truly big damn heroes.
Oh.
So were you, Trent.
Hey, and that's all we've got for
Yeah.
today's episode of the Planet Metaverse Invasion. I want you to join us all next week when we begin our next episode, Jurassic Jailbreak.
Ooh.
Booyah.
Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next week. Don't forget to check out Zoe Game Night. Check out the big stompy robots
Table
on
takes on
Saturday.
Friday.
Table takes on Friday. You cannot miss it. Well, I hear there's a very special Zoe Game Night this week. That's the rumor.
That is the rumor.
A very, very special one. You don't want to miss it.
What's that?
6 p.m. Pacific right here on this channel. 3 p.m. Pacific this Saturday on this channel for BSR. And then we've got 11 a.m. Pacific on this channel for Table Takes. We got a lot of shows.
Yep.
We got a lot of stuff to talk about. We got a lot of things to do. We love all you guys. See you next time.
I'm just saying there may be British accents on Thursday.
No, it's a possibility.
Oh.
Masters of the Metaverse, Masters of the Metaverse. They travel through time and space and stuff. Troll them, re-roll them, throw them above. They fly through dimensions, this isn't a bluff. Heroes compelled, they have no choice. Bound by the winds of a secret voice. Masters of the Metaverse. masters of the metaverse. Masters of the metaverse. Masters of the metaverse.